Kickoff is Sunday afternoon at 3:25 on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Honk, and get ready if you are a soccer fan because the World Cup committee will be visiting Nashville tomorrow as a 23-person committee will be seeing if Nashville will be one of the 11 spots that will host the 2026 World Cup. Josh Heupel earlier today did meet with the media when asked about his quarterback. He says he does not know if Joe Milton will even be available coming up on Saturday against Tennessee Tech, but he did practice yesterday. And SEC baseball conference schedule has been released. The only series that matters, Vanderbilt will be hosting Tennessee April 1st through the 3rd. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Where is Waldo?
What? No. Say that about this shirt. Dawn Davenport. Let me fix it for you, Dawn Davenport.
I got something better than that, man.
Y'all were thinking about that on Zone TV.
Peppermint patty, like.
Oh, peppermint patty.
Yeah, peppermint patty
Wait,
was
is
cute.
Is that
softer.
better? Peppermint patty is not cute.
that's softer, though. Like, Waldo was like, oh, look at this guy, Waldo.
She was too cute.
What is better? Where is Waldo or peppermint patty? Dawn has
Patty,
a white
man.
shirt with red horizontal stripes going across it.
It's
I
gotta be
believe I
better.
said the Where is Waldo the last time you wore that shirt,
think
which
you
was
did,
like
too.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Look, I just need to know if Brent's shirt looks trippy to anybody else on Zone
See?
TV.
Does
there
it?
you go.
You would
remember
never
those-
wear this shirt on television, would you?
No.
It's doing something.
Yeah,
That
you know,
would, like,
you know
key out
those
and-
pictures where you had to like cross your eyes to see images.
Yes, I
That's
used
what-
to be so good at that.
That's what his shirt looks like on Zone
So
TV
true.
right now.
I used to be so good at it.
Well, yeah, because she could zone out really
I
well.
can't
can
do it.
zone out easily. I do
yeah.
it every day at about 5 o'clock, right? I mean, don't we all?
No! This thing moves
Sorry.
down the highway
Sorry.
8,000 miles an hour. Do not get in the way.
Hey, guess who else is here?
Who else is here?
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Tease
I'm in
you
the
up
building.
there.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
All right.
Now let's get this thing right.
I haven't even seen the Zone TV feed yet. Did you tweet that out? Where are we on this?
Yes, it should be there.
Are we on? Is this thing on?
I just got 8 notifications. We're on, okay?
Let me just let me say this while we're talking about are we on and all these. Oh, here goes my Twitter feed. It's like a slot machine all of a sudden. You know how like when you finally connect on the internet after you turn your machine on and it's just going quick. Yeah, so we'll try to keep up. No, while we're talking about all that stuff, big thank you to all you guys who consume this product every day. And I'm not talking about 3HL specifically. I'm talking about J. Martin Ramon, Buck Rising, Blaine and Mickey, us, the after party, whatever else. Titans Radio's taking over that 6 o'clock hour now. I heard I loved listening to Coach Mack.
I did
Brian
too.
Go home last night.
I did too. I did the same thing. They put you on the
Love
white.
it.
Bab said they
Oh,
put you
yeah.
on the
Now
whiteboard.
I'm looking at the Zone TV feed, and you can too on Periscope, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And number one, Don's over my shoulder. We're going to have to figure that out. The Costa Rican monkey is on my cardboard cutout for some reason.
I'm over your
it's
shoulder?
around your pelvis.
And
It ain't supposed to be right there.
I mean, if you're going to walk this in here, you might as well just read it.
No, sit down, Rat. But Rat Barry Gordon B is in the building. Sit down. Turn him on.
Would he pass you stats
Well,
and
that'd
then
be something serious.
No, this is.
Hi, Rhett B,
No,
Tennessee.
you love
I know.
reading the injury report, but he walked the injury report in. Before we
Oh.
get to the injury report, it does look like we all dropped acid looking at my shirt on Zone TV. Not that I know what that's like.
That's
I'm just saying.
graphic.
Yeah. That was a slay comment.
This is the drop acid show, Rhett.
Yeah.
The gingham look on a camera, yeah, that's
To-
yeah, that'll do it.
So if like Corey Curtis calls me in to go do a Sunday or something, just wear
That and a
this.
green screen, my Mind blown.
It's true. All right, what you got? You got injury report for us for the
just
Titans.
released.
Brett Bryan for Titans Radio.
Thank you. Linebacker Bud Dupree knee did not practice, and I say that's probably a maintenance day.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm
That's
worried.
okay.
A.J. Brown knee limited participation.
We're used
Anthony
to that.
Ferkser knee limited participation. Harold Landry pops up with a groin limited participation.
Ooh,
Popped up
I
with-
don't like the groin.
Popped up with a groin.
Soft
that what you said?
tissue injuries,
Okay.
not our friend.
No.
David Long, hamstring, he was out last week, limited participation. Caleb Farley with a shoulder, full participation. Chris Jackson, cornerback, hamstring, full participation. He was down last week. Wide receiver Josh Reynolds, foot, full participation. That's good news. And linebacker Derek Roberson, groin, full participation.
There you go.
Okay.
Man.
While you're here, Rhett Bryan.
Yeah.
Titans Radio is doing something amazing that we're all talking about on this radio station because people need to be aware.
Well, Ron,
Man, I was just going to say, Red, I jumped the gun. Hey, boy, I'm talking about fire flame. These
we
Go
were
ahead, Rick.
we were in Titans Radio studio, Ron Slay and I, on a different mission for the company, for the Zone, and he got to hear a little sample of what I'm putting together in there. So yes,
For Waverly?
for one
man.
night,
Oh.
one night only, tomorrow night, beginning at 6 right here on 104.5 The Zone, Titans Radio becomes Tigers Radio because of the Waverly Tigers, who are currently 3-0 and off to a great start with a big regional matchup, Region 6 3A against White House, the Blue Devils. They're playing at Nissan Stadium, and we're just trying to do something fun. And the Waverly football team is a bright spot in what has been a difficult 3.5 weeks for Humphreys County. We all know about the flooding that happened there August 21st. I mean, 20 people lost their lives in this. 500 homes either damaged or completely destroyed. Businesses just in shambles, and they need our help, all of us. And so the idea tomorrow night, the Titans have been really upfront about this. They went last week and took a truckload of supplies. They made a phone call to Nike and said, hey, hook our guys up. And they took a truck down there. They got them a new washing machine to wash their gear in because it just destroyed everything they had, their field, their practice field, their field house. So the Titans said, hey, come play at Nissan Stadium. So they are tomorrow night. And the idea is that we want to drive everyone to the URL, to the web address to donate. And that's TennesseeTitans.com/donate to Waverly. I can already tell you it's going to be a good lineup tomorrow night. We're on from 6 to 10. In Tigers Countdown tomorrow night, we will have General Manager John Robinson. We'll have both high school coaches. We'll have hopefully some check presentations where some corporations have come in with some big dollars, kind of telethon style / pregame football style, with all of our crew. Mike and Mac are going to call a high school game tomorrow night right here on 104.5 The Zone, and I'm so happy for these kids, for White House and for Waverly. It's a very cool thing. They're going to play in an NFL stadium, and they're going to have an NFL crew call their game.
Hey, man, before you go, Brent, I just want to say when I heard it, I always put Red B in these characters. Part of it is because of him, because he can do so many different voices. But
He is a character, generally speaking.
That's
true.
also,
And then he also has many characters.
yeah,
in
like
his
he
head.
jumps in, and this character right here was John Hammond. Now I know it was a whole team, and everybody that knows John Hammond is the guy that created Jurassic Park. And it's a famous line when they say, "John, you spared no expenses." In this, when you hear this promo, hey man, if you don't get chills, I'm telling you right now, if you ain't seen football, go out Thursday night. This is gonna be a totally different experience.
And by
They
the way,
got everybody on
you
the docket.
can go to TennesseeTitans.com. There's a link to get a QR code so you can get admission to the game, which is free. I believe the concessions are half price. And again, TennesseeTitans.com/donate to Waverly. We want to raise as much money as we possibly can to help everyone in need in Humphreys County.
Boom. There you go. Rhett Bryan.
No,
Thank you.
John
Delivering.
Hammond. That's Rhett John Hammond, Brian.
We spared no expense.
See,
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm telling y'all.
Rhett
you know,
Bryan, he's the man behind all the intros for the polling deal on Buck Rising.
so,
With a very particular set of skills.
Oh, Nelly.
And I didn't even tell him that when I was in there, but I told him that right then because that's who he hit me with. He was John Hammond.
Oh, yeah, we spared no expense.
That'll be good. Thank you,
Thanks,
Rhett.
guys.
Josh Reynolds did practice fully for the first time, so that's good. I was
yeah.
seeing him out there.
Yeah. I'm ready for
You know
questions.
what?
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Stop it.
She
I'm
just
sorry.
put the sleigh skin on.
Stop it.
I'm saying it doesn't matter if he's out there or not if they don't protect the quarterback a little bit better.
Are y'all like me? And look, I love Taylor and all that, but I've watched that Buda Baker run through him like 8,000 times.
I don't
Well,
look good.
okay, so somebody on Twitter came to Taylor Lewan's defense and saying, don't act like he just got run. He clearly slipped.
Yeah, he did.
No. No, that's
He
not
did
a slip.
slip, but does that lessen what happened?
No, if he slipped, it was slipped after he got punched in the chest.
Right.
So slipped and fell. He planted.
Well, and I also felt like when you watch that play, you can see it almost feels like his leg gives out because he is in the wrong. He makes the wrong move.
Yep, wrong
right?
step,
Is
yep.
what happens.
You know what it looked like to me? It
And
looked
it
like he
looked
was
like-
protecting his knee.
That, or to me, it kind of looked like his leg almost gave out. Like it's not the strong, count on it like he was
Like you
probably
can plant
used
and
to.
you know it's there.
Yes,
Yeah, nope.
that's what I felt from watching that play. It wasn't that he just flat out
I agree.
slipped.
I pointed it out to Brent.
Could
Also.
he
I
have
thought
slipped
that.
because the fact that Buddha started getting by him so quick, and he's like, "Oh crap, I need to hurry up."
He was
Nope.
coming hard.
He was
Buda
trying.
coming hard.
He was trying to go faster than what he was used to, and he was slipped.
Nope.
Okay, just asking questions.
Nope.
Answer's no,
No.
Hunk.
Okay,
No.
not
You
a
Listen,
problem.
man.
guess what, though? You know who's better than Buda Baker? Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
You don't think Jamal Adams saw that on tape?
And Bobby Wagner.
Jamal Adams led the Seahawks in sacks last year with 9.5 as a safety.
So now we're talking about something now.
Bobby Wagner had 13 tackles last week against the Colts.
Oh, we done
Yep.
turned the page. We talking about something.
Darryl Taylor in his first game
Go Vols.
against the Seahawks in the NFL, first game in the NFL, 2 tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss, and 2 quarterback hits.
We talking about something. What we talking about?
We're talking about another
Talking
challenge. Now,
Talking about something.
the
It's
Titans,
down, man.
the Titans are 7-0 since 2019, coming off a double-digit loss. But here's a stat for you. Ready?
Oh, here we go.
The Seattle Seahawks, I went back and looked. The Seattle Seahawks have won 12 consecutive home openers.
Mm.
You got to go back to 2008. San Francisco got them in their home opener, 33-30 in overtime. J.T. O'Sullivan outdueled Matt Hasselbeck in that game. J.T. O'Sullivan. Who the hell is that guy? It's been a while.
So
I
that
think
crowd's
Herb
going
was
to be
3 teams ago.
fired up
Oh,
too.
my gosh.
I told you I've talked about it in the past. We worked it was when I was still with WKRN and I was doing sidelines for the Titans preseason games, so it was a while ago. But it was a preseason game.
Yeah.
Preseason, and that place was the loudest I had been to
Do you know
in
that
the preseason.
that game that that guy that Blaine and Mickey have on from CBS Sports that talks about the NFL that sounds like Austin from 24/7 Sports, that guy?
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah,
The thing, the guy. Come on.
he said the talking point around the league is teams that didn't utilize their starters in preseason struggle.
See,
Yeah.
And he thinks that really – he said, I was thinking about that immediately in that game because Arizona was flying around and Tennessee looked like they were in a preseason game.
yeah. And what we had broken down the quarterbacks. There were 9 of them that didn't play in the preseason, right? And I think 5 of them lost.
Yeah.
Now that's just quarterbacks. If you broaden it to offensive starters or whatever, I'm
You've
sure
handled
the
this
numbers
so well, Babs, because I would be. I told y'all, and you're not even. I told you.
She
so
kind
much.
of says it without
Yeah,
saying
but
it.
it's like-
It's got to pass.
But it's welcoming. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a little.
Just hit me on- just
It's
hit
a
me.
little subtle, you know.
Babs, did you smack me?
Come over to my side. But I think I preempted a lot of that by telling her you were right immediately
Yeah.
before she even
Thank
had
you.
a chance to
Thank you,
say
man.
I was right. Anyway, Coach Matt coming up. Stay tuned. 3HR1045 The Zone.
Want to listen to the Titans on your smartphone?
Gonna run Henry. Finds room up the middle. He's doing 35 to the 40. Midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. End zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 69 yards. Derrick Henry. Touchdown! Titans!
Get Mike Keith Heath and Coach Mac calling every Titans game by downloading the 104.5 The Zone app.
Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. I've bought 3 vehicles from those guys, and I think it's car, truck, and SUV from those guys. I haven't bought a Jeep, but I've always wanted a Jeep. Haven't you always wanted a Jeep? Here we go. This is how I end up betting Ole Miss 3 times in one day. And I might be up to 2 on Alabama, although Florida's got a quarterback that scares me. But the Gupta doesn't scare you. They're going to be right there with you to help you with the test drive and help you with any questions that you might have. Car, truck, SUV, Jeep, or Sprinter. Yeah. I'm trying not to talk myself into a Jeep while I'm doing this, but maybe I should. Maybe I should go see Ken Gupta and the guys at Gupta Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Just check on them, see how they're doing. They're nice people. And then buy a Jeep. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway is the address in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupta Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
2020 taught us about being there for each other. 2021 looks brighter already. Being there for each other is still what it's about. Farm Bureau Health Plans is there for you. I know because I'm more than a policy number, I'm family. Like my dental vision silver policy that covers everything from eyeglasses to dentures, and this great coverage is only about $1.50 a day. Plus, if you enroll within 6 months of your 65th birthday or within 6 months of enrolling in Medicare Part B, they'll waive all waiting periods. To learn more or enroll today, visit fbhp.com.
Hey, what's happening, people? Yep, football season has arrived, and I told you all the way leading up to it where you needed to go. So if you late and you don't got what you need as far as celebrating or passing out libations to everybody, I'm telling you where you got to go. Red Dog Wine and Spirits, people, that's where you got to go. They are the best. 20 years of expertise in all things beer, wine, and cocktails. Who else can say that? Huh? I'll wait. Nobody can say it. That's why each Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Red Dog Wine and Spirits Tasting Bar is open for you. They want you to try before you buy the most popular brands and the newest products available. Go where I go. So last time telling you, until maybe tomorrow. Red Dog Wine and Spirits, Riverside Drive in Franklin, Tennessee, next to Publix off Highway 96. Or you can get it online anytime at reddogwineandspirits.com. Pull up. They'll put it in your trunk. You can roll right out. Everything's fine. When you go in the building, though, make sure you let them know, I'm in the building, and Red Dog got you.
Hi guys, are you struggling with erectile dysfunction? Well, today, Wednesday, September 15th, we're doing something unprecedented. Hillside Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy, shown by Cambridge University to repair blood vessels and get rid of ED at its core without pills. If you're ready to put a stop to your erectile dysfunction, call us now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're gonna love that. And today only, we're offering 2 additional treatments to our patients free. This means that if you notice results fading in the future, we'll retreat you free of charge. This is an extraordinary value, and it's only good today, Wednesday, September 15th. Call us now to qualify. That's 615-576-5000. 615-576-5000. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction by treating the root cause of the problem. Call Hillside Medical Clinic now. This offer ends today. 615-576-5000.
The Rock Holiday Tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra live in concert, December 1st, Bridgestone Arena. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Millions have witnessed this electrifying concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Eve and Other Stories. Live at Bridgestone Arena, December 1st. The story continues.
Cheers to you, girl. I know you're excited about the new job.
Oh, thanks so much.
Hey, is that my engagement ring you're wearing?
Don't be silly. Oh, wow. They are identical. How did that happen?
Don't tell me. He went to
Yeah, yours too, I guess. Wow.
Don't make her settle for one of those cookie-cutter rings from the big corporate chain jewelry stores. At Genesis Diamonds, you can get her a stunning one-of-a-kind designer ring, one that's as unique as she is. Genesis has over 4,000 handcrafted rings from world-class designers like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dossi, and others. These are designers that you'll never see in one of those mega corporate stores, but we have them starting at under $1,000. So ladies, don't settle for the ordinary, for a ring that will be yours and yours alone. Make sure he goes to
Genesis Diamonds.
Genesis Diamonds, voted best place to buy an engagement ring 10 years in a row. Green Hills and Cool Springs.
You're invited to Oak Grove Gaming's first anniversary celebration where the gifts are all yours. Be here every Saturday in September from noon to midnight for your chance to open the prize vault and win a share of over $1 million in cash and prizes. You could win a big cash prize of $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, or the top prize of $500,000 cash. Every swipe of your Players Club card is a guaranteed winner. Not an Oak Grove Players Club member? Join today and start earning rewards right out of the gate, like $20 free play just for signing up. For more details, visit oakgrovegaming.com. That's oakgrovegaming.com. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. So Vegas, so close. Conveniently located off I-24, exit 86, across from Fort Campbell. Just a quick spin away. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We've all heard the saying, cash is king, and in today's competitive housing market, it's even more important. Now, thanks to Accurate Mortgage, you can make an all-cash offer on your next home, even if your current one hasn't sold yet, making your offer competitive enough to stand out in the bidding process. Find out if this program is right for you. Call Accurate Mortgage today, 615-833-0456, or online at AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
The Powerball jackpot is now up to $432 million. Plus, choose the Double Play add-on for a second chance to win up to $10 million. Hurry into any Tennessee Lottery retailer and play today. Your chance to win big. The next drawing is tonight.
Business owners, do HR issues keep you boxed in? Expand your possibilities at Insperity.com.
Coach Vrabel, the national media says you blew up on Julio Jones.
Did you know? I don't think I've ever said anything in front of you guys or these cameras or this microphone that I haven't said to the players. I hope not. That's never my intent. They've heard it from me well before I've come out here, and that just happened to be that specific play. And it could be somebody else the next time. I mean, we're just trying to coach, the actions and not the result. Sometimes that doesn't get flagged, right? But the next time it will. Or, maybe there's a holding or a block in the back that doesn't get called. Well, we're still going to coach it. We're going to coach it whether it gets called or not. So we're trying to focus on the actions and maybe not the results.
The weird part about that, and Dawn, you hit on this yesterday, was national guy got all worked up about that.
All worked up
about Vrabel in the presser, kind of calling out Julio, but that was a huge penalty. We didn't even hardly notice it because, I mean, if anything, Vrabel's pretty damn honest up there,
Yeah.
And there's not one thing that he has said at that podium that he hadn't told them. I mean, this is, I don't know how that turned into a thing. Just people trying to turn things into things. I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and what did we say? I'm like, trust me. There was a much more colorful conversation that went on between Vrabel and Julio on that one, I'm sure.
Dave McGinnis, Coach Mack, we love to call him, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Farm Bureau Health Plans will coach you through all of your decision needs for insurance. And Coach Mack joins us now. Coach, I imagine there were some pretty colorful illustrations watching that tape over at the facility.
You think?
Seriously, what do you tell a veteran guy when they do something dumb?
Look, guys, I've been in those meeting rooms. I've been in those. And you know what I say, you guys have been with me long enough. Anytime you have something that turns out as bad as that did, you've got to do what I did the time that I was able to go up with those F-16 fighter pilots for 90 minutes and fly the Grand Canyon and then go through their debriefing sessions. It's nameless. When they go on a mission, and whether it's good or bad, it's nameless, rankless debriefings, where they go into a room with everybody involved, take off your name tag, take off your stripes, and let's just get down to what really happened. That was a nameless rankless debriefing that went on Monday. I promise you. And it has to happen because, look, this is a bottom-line business. This is a reality business. There's only one thing that matters, and it's what you do to win. And when you do things that prevent you from winning, and especially things that are preventable, if you get beat physically in the National Football League, then that's just competing at a high level. But if you do things that are very preventable, the unforced errors, like we call them in the coaching profession, then those cannot be tolerated. And so I'm sure it was look, and everybody understands that. When you sign up, that's what you come into it. There's nobody playing or coaching in this business that's in it for a long time that's very thin-skinned, because it's not a thin-skinned world.
Well, and the other part of that is Julio Jones knows he messed up too. Like, I don't think he would have a problem with it. I mean, that was 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 16. That is a huge thing.
Well, I imagine Julio was saying the same thing to himself.
Right.
So look,
right.
And you guys have been around professional sports enough that you understand it. Some people don't. I don't pay attention to what the national conversations are, because they don't know. Guys, look, they're trying to get clicks or whatever you do, when you're trying to get people to pay attention to you. That was not the most important thing. Most important thing is that you did not perform at all like you needed to be able to win that game. That's the thing that needs to be addressed.
How surprised were you sitting in the booth calling that game that the Titans came out that flat?
Very surprised. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Arizona would have won a close football game.
Right.
Because they're a good team, and they got athletes. We talked about it. We talked about it on this show. We're always very honest with the listeners, and I told just from my time with you guys, we went through them, and you could go down, and I said it. Steve Keim, I know him very well. That's what he's put together there. And we talked about what we were going to have to be able to handle with Kyler Murray. We talked about there were 2 plays: the play that's called in the huddle, and then the play that happens when it breaks down. And we saw that live and in person. And so I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have not won the game. I also, expected them to win the game, but I was totally surprised about the way the game unfolded.
Offensive line got completely demolished. And it's funny because, like, when you go back when I went back and watched it again, when I watched it live, Coach, I thought, okay, everybody's getting beat down up front. When I went back and watched it again, it was almost like what you say all the time when there are bad plays that are going on. If you go back and watch it, you got a bunch of guys doing their job, and then one thing happens to another guy. And that's kind of what it looked like. Now, you might have had 1 or 2 on the same play from time to time, but I don't know. I guess it goes back to it's never as bad as you think, never as good as you think.
Well, it was bad, and look, I've broken down so many post-mortem game films. I just know. But what you say, Brent, is very true, and all 3 of you, have been involved in it long enough to know. But when the totality of it becomes like that, then the first thing that happens, the knee-jerk reaction is everything is wrong. Well, as you were saying, just with the offensive line, you can have one guy get beat really bad on a pass play on the offensive line, and it's a disaster because the quarterback's sacked, and in the one case the ball comes out and they get the ball on the 2-yard line or wherever. And everybody else could have done their job just right, or everybody else could have done their job on offense, and then the receiver drops the ball. And then all of a sudden you're having to punt instead of extending the drive. So what you're saying is true. People, when their emotions are running high, and they should be, because everybody was invested in this thing. I thought the fans and the crowd was fabulous. But then everybody wants to just put it into a general thing that that everybody sucked, and that's not true.
Coach Mack, I think you saw that when you saw guys like Derrick Henry exploding on the sideline, talking to the team, trying to get them riled up. And then you see a guy like Taylor Lewan coming off and he's shaking his head in disbelief almost that, he's not where he thought he should be. Once that's erased and you get on track for looking forward to what's ahead, how do you not focus so much on the individual performance and keep it within a team concept? Because easily you can go out and be like, man, I'm about to dominate, and I'm going to get back, and I'm going to show everybody that it's not my fault what happened in the game. How do you keep it in the team concept and go out there and put up a good fight in Seattle?
Yeah, you know what? And here's what I'll say to that, and that's a point because of this. It's still a team game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go out and start making it, just I am going to go and just whatever it takes to redeem myself individually, and you do it outside of the team concept or what you're doing, then you're going to do something else that maybe not contributes to what you're trying to do altogether. Now, look, this game in the National Football League, it boils down to one-on-one matchups, but one-on-one matchups within the scheme of what you are doing is extremely important. So the question that you ask is a relevant point, and you have to, and I've done it as a coach, and I had to stress it. But the other thing that you do, and here's what you do with the team, and especially a football team where you've got this many members of it, and you've got this many moving parts that have to work together, whether it's one side of the ball or the other that's not holding up their part, or it's one person, you never, ever lay the blame like that.
Right.
You lay the blame on us. And as coaches, look, I did it for 31 years at this level. As a coach, as painful as it is, you have to lay the blame on yourself first, because that's where it starts. Because I promise you guys this, and you know it, and I don't have to say it, but I will. There's not one member of that football team or organization that went out there at noon on Sunday with a full stadium saying, you know what, today I'm really not going to try to be very good.
Chester Rogers had a great quote today, Coach. He said, you have two choices when you get punched in the mouth. You either back down or you come back swinging. He said, I think with the coaching staff we've got, we're going to come back swinging.
Well, not only the coaching staff, I think that this team, look, thinking and wishing and hoping, that's not a strategy in the National Football League. I know what they're going to do. I was at practice today. I mean, they had full pads on today, and they were going. And so that's not the mindset of this team. That's not the culture that John Robinson and Mike Vrabel have built with this team since they've been here. So look, that was a terrible, terrible outcome. Terrible outcome. And so you got to do something about it. You do something about it, and that's what has to happen.
Well, now you get to go all the way out to the West Coast to face a very good team to try and do something about it. But when you look specifically at Seattle, obviously a lot of talk about quarterbacks, the one they just saw and the one they're about to see. How are they similar? How are they different in Kyler Murray?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say this, and I've done a lot of work on Seattle. Of course, I'm very familiar with NFC West because I coached in it, for quite a while. The thing, and I've coached against Russell Wilson a lot ever since he came in the league, so I know what he is. First of all, what we watched out of Kyler Murray, he's what Russell Wilson was when he first came in the league. A guy that was a tremendous athlete, that was really a second reaction quarterback. You know what I'm saying, Dawn?
Yep.
A guy that off the off schedule play was going to kill you, but really wasn't doing much with the schedule play, wasn't reading things. Russell Wilson now has evolved. I mean, he's been a quarterback in 9 straight winning teams that nobody else has ever done as a quarterback in the National Football League, by the way, from start to where he is now. And now he's an accomplished quarterback. He's a better quarterback now at this stage of his career than what Kyler Murray is at this stage of his career. Kyler Murray is a fabulous athlete with physical skills running throughout his body. But as far as being a quarterback that can read things out, that understands how to maneuver things, knows how to dodge and duck and stay in the cylinder and make things work from there and still extend plays. So I'm telling you this, Russell Wilson is a better quarterback. I promise you that. And the football team, historically, just in recent years, the Seattle football team has been a better football team because Pete Carroll is longer into his development of his program than Cliff Kingsbury is. This is a huge challenge out there. First of all, you're playing in the environment I love playing in as a visiting team because it just gets you going. It is real. The way that stadium is cantilevered and all that stuff comes down. But they not only are good on offense with the quarterback, and Shane Waldron has brought this whole Rams thing to them. They're in a different spot now offensively than they were last year. I'm just telling you that. Because the things that they're doing with the cut split and the transcontinentals and the tempo offense that they're running, it's different. than what they've run in the past. Shane Waldron, that came from the Rams, and also the run game coordinator, a guy named Andy Dickerson. And by the way, they were roommates at Tufts, Tufts University in Massachusetts. How's that? They were roommates there. He's the run game coordinator. And so they're doing different things. It's a huge challenge for this defense. This offense that they're playing is not a lot like the offense that they just played structurally.
I'm glad you went in that. That was a definite question from us about Waldron and the difference you see there. So I'm glad you hit that. And here's the thing. Those wide receivers were running wide open in the secondary on a lot of occasions last week. Tyler Lockett, 4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 4 receptions, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Here's the thing. DK, obviously, we talk a lot about his size, 6'4", 235 pounds. Jack Rabbit's 5'10", 190. Christian Fulton, 5'11", 197. What are you going to do with that guy?
Well, you need to do – here's what the first thing you do. You can't back down from him, right? You got 5 yards where you can engage him and hit him, but you better get your base locked and loaded when you put your hands on him. I can tell you that. Because the dude is a physical specimen. But that's what you run up against in this league now consistently, though, right, Brent? I mean, there's not any 6'4", 215, 220-pound corners. That's just not the way it works. And so you've got to be able to do things with your technique, and it's a challenge. And the combat catches are going to be a challenge. I mean, that's the truth. But you talked about him running wide open and free. You can't let that happen. And that's something that, I mean, you look at the National Football League, you start going through box scores every week, and really the one thing that I go to first when I get the game sheet is I just look at both teams and look at their explosive plays. I look at their explosive plays because that more than anything else will tell you the tail of the tape pretty quick. Explosive plays and third down conversions, because that's the way you score and that's the way you keep possessions. That's what you got to work on.
Coach Mack, last week you raved about Budda Baker and what he can do, his impact on the game. Now you got a guy that is –
we saw it.
Yeah, we did see it.
Taylor Lewan saw it.
Yeah. Now you got a guy, man, that's, if not better, just as good in Jamal Adams, man, who Brent said coming into the show led him in sacks last year. How do you account for this guy?
You got to block him. You got to block him and know that he's coming. And look, let me tell you this. Pete Carroll has changed his offense since he's been there. He's evolved. As I said, I've coached against him a lot of times since he's been up there. He's changed his offense. His defense, though, he's still staying with he and Ken Norton Jr. are still staying with the base thing that he brought in there. Is that solid front and then that cover 3 match stuff. And with that cover 3 match stuff, what you have to have a dude that can drop down and play in the box, can be a robber, a midfield robber that is a physical presence, that can also play in space, but that when he wants to use him in the to pressure with from that look, that 3-match look can be a factor. That's why they paid him all that money,
right? Because
he can do that. This guy's a force. I mean, he really is, and they're going to use him. I know already. I mean, I've seen it. But I've seen it before in the structure of this defense with what Pete Carroll has done in the past. So I know how Ken Norton Jr. is going to use this guy. So do the Titans. They watch the tape. They know. And I mean, and so you're going to have to account for him. And he's going to win some of those, but you've got to win your share. Win your share, then you've got to be sure and be able to capitalize on it, because when they bring him out of it and start pressuring him, then they're covering with fewer people. Okay? And so when they do that, regardless of how it transpires, you've got to take advantage of it. But you can't be surprised by the fact that he's going to be involved in the mix heavily, pressure-wise, and also that lurk, robber, rat sitting there in 3-match stuff that's going to be looking for those crossers.
There he is, Coach Mack on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Guys, Dawn, how hot was it in Phoenix?
Oh, my gosh. What did I say? I said dry heat? That's bunk.
You see, I'm so glad you said that because, I had a house out there for 21 years, and people would say that, that's a dry heat, Coach Mack. I said, go turn your oven on and stick your head in it.
That's exactly what it is. Yep, you are right. It was 105 at 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's springtime out there.
See you, Coach.
All right, see you guys.
All right.
See you guys.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. Last week, Austin Huff, for his rant, delivered his top 5 reasons why the Titans will win the Super Bowl. Today, he's going to offer his top 5 reasons why the Titans will not win the Super Bowl.
Oh, man, that was fast.
Austin Huff coming up next.
Buck Rising knows the value in having his own radio show.
There is an interconnectedness to this. It's why radio is still my favorite thing. Out of all the stuff that I do, and I do too much, by far and away, I do too much. But radio is my favorite because you create these relationships with people.
The Buck Rising Show, tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
What is that? Buck Rising going soft on us? Or what is that? Talking about relationships?
Emotional Buck.
Emotional Buck? Yeah. Hey, I will talk about relationships. Actually, Buck has a relationship with these people, too. Two Rivers Ford. We're both friends with everybody over there at Two Rivers Ford, and they're the best. The absolute best. And when you do talk about relationships, that's exactly what you will build with whoever you buy a car from over there at Two Rivers Ford. Couple reasons why they're the best. Well, there's a ton of reasons why they're the best, but they do have non-commissioned salespeople. So there's no pressure ever to buy. Their only job, they're there to help you. This is the other plus. They're a local business, and we all want to support local businesses, and they have been a local business around for almost 40 years. You can't beat the Ford product either. A lot of fun new Ford vehicles that you can choose from. They even have an all-electric F-150 Lightning truck coming out next year, so you might want to check that out too. And now, Two Rivers Ford has a built-for-you program, so that means if the exact vehicle you want is not on the lot, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. They'll order it for you. And I'm talking down to the model, the color, the available features on the inside. Built for you. What are you waiting for? Go check out Two Rivers Ford. They're in Mount Juliet, right past the airport, online at tworiversford.com, or give them a call, toll free, 800-900-1000.
Cedar Recovery is here to help you feel better, get better, and stay better. If you're struggling
I know you're working, but at least check in.
Denise just said, I'm here. Hello.
Hey.
Just checked in.
What up, family?
Daniel, what's up from Houston?
Oh, there we go. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm on the YouTube feed right now. YouTube, subscribe there. Lonzo said he's coming to the Buffalo Wild Wings Hendersonville show next Tuesday. Appreciate that, Lonzo. Hail State.
Yeah, we had a good time, too.
Hit us up on Twitch as well.
Real good time.
Austin Huff last week went on a rant about the Titans. He had top 5 reasons the Titans will make the Super Bowl. And then what happened Sunday, Bloody Sunday, as you two sang about, happened. And now we're going a different direction, Austin Huff.
Yeah. Speaking of bands, I wish we could take back Sunday if we could, right? Oh my gosh, that was awful. That was absolutely terrible. Yeah, no, you're right. I came on this very radio station a week ago and gave those reasons, but I want to talk about how I came on this radio show a year ago this week. And I said that in my decade plus of working in sports talk radio, my least favorite week of the year are the days following week 1. And that, honestly, that still holds true because week 1 is just a bold-faced liar. It is a liar. It will tell you things that you don't need to know. You make entire judgments on a season based off of week 1. And I get it. It's like the only football you have to judge things off of, but everyone always freaks out and overreacts. And the people who overreact to week 1, in my opinion, are the absolute worst. But then I also proceeded to deliver a take about how Tom Brady was completely washed after getting stomped by the Saints in that opening game. So I believe I compared him to the actual Brady Bunch since he is pretty much the same age as that show. I said if Tom was an actual Brady, he'd be Jan, because Marsha was hot. Cindy had her cute little lisp, and Jan was just Jan, she just had nothing good to add. And then what was it? What did he do exactly? Do you guys remember?
You won the Super Bowl again?
That's right. Yeah. He won the Super Bowl. All right. So now let's rewind it 7 days, Brent. As you just said, I came on this very radio show to share 5 reasons why the Tennessee Titans will win the Super Bowl. And then what did they do? Do you guys remember?
What happened?
They pooped the bed. They absolutely pooped the bed. Just a giant turd right there on the bed sheets. You just washed them. It's annoying. Look, it's not easy to come on the radio and deliver a passionate take. I have immense amount of respect for the 3 of you, each one of you. It takes really, really big gonads to do what you guys do. Like gonads the size of Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Okay. Like clearly I prove that it's harder to deliver a take and be right about it. And I'm sure, you might be thinking I'm a poor man's Skip Bayless. I'm the Skip paid less, if you will. Like, which if you feel that way, I get it. All right. But allow me to provide a counter argument. When Skip is wrong, he's just flat out wrong. And usually blaming LeBron. I don't know how that works. And then when I'm wrong, the reverse of what I say happens. I'm like Nostradamus, but in reverse. I'm Yestradamus. So with all of that said, today, I'd like to deliver a completely serious list of the top 5 reasons why the Tennessee Titans won't win the Super Bowl. And look, please save your side comments about only 5. How were you able to narrow it down? Look, we get it. All right, they pooped the bed. All right, but number 5, okay? The saying, if you believe it, you can achieve it. All right, that was my number 5 reason why they would win the Super Bowl last week. That saying is a load of crack, guys. That is clearly I was on drugs or something. The only people who say if you believe it, you can achieve it are the posters in your guidance counselor's office. And I don't know, maybe those clowns who make balloon animals for kids at Chick-fil-A family nights. All right. The number 4 reason why the Titans will not win the Super Bowl, unfortunately, the kicker. Michael Badgley, my goodness, man.
He gone.
You can't file for a trademark of the nickname Money Badger and then miss a 46-yarder and an extra point. All right. But look, it's not him. All right. It's the position.
Is that true?
No, that's a true story.
He did?
He's the Money Badger.
Yes.
Well, now he's the money badger cut.
Yeah, if you look at his stats before and after trademarking the Money Badger, it's not good. It's not
Okay.
good.
I didn't know that was a true thing. Go ahead.
But again, it's not him, guys. It's the position. It's like the Tennessee Titans kicking position is like Tennessee football's head coaching position. Like whoever gets the job, we know it's not lasting for very long. Most coaches produce coaching trees. Mike Vrabel somehow has produced a kicking tree. What kind of tree? Probably a weeping willow. But because many of these kickers go on to have success with other franchises, or in the case of Ryan Suckup, win Super Bowls like he did last year. All right. So congrats on the inevitable ring, Michael Badgley. The kicker position for the Titans is like the girlfriend role for Jerry on Seinfeld. We just have to come to terms that each week we're getting someone new in there, right? I just hope whoever plays next week isn't a close talker or walks around naked. In my opinion, the Titans need a kicker with man hands. I guess what I'm saying is kicking problems for the Titans are real and they're spectacular. The number 3 reason, Taylor Lewan. All right. And look, I don't think it's fair when people single out one player, good or bad, in football, because we all know football is the one sport where the entire game is based on the team. All right. It's a team sport. But I'm singling out one player. All right. My man had himself a rough day at the office. He blocked exactly how I'd expect a podcaster to block. And whether you watched the game or only stayed on his Twitter feed, you know he got his quote unquote ass kicked. His words, not mine. But look, because of him, I too would like to offer an apology. All right. I got my ass kicked this week. No way around that. I said the Titans would win the Super Bowl. Thank you at Taylor Lewan 77 for exposing me. It will only force me to deliver better takes. My number 2 reason why the Tennessee Titans will not win the Super Bowl, Taylor Lewan again. It was brutal. I'm sorry. It was brutal. It was a bad night. Chandler Jones had 5 sacks. Okay. I know not all of them were on him, but most of them were on him. And the number 1 reason why the Titans will not win the Super Bowl this year, a take I firmly believe in, and I'm not just doing because all of my takes backfire in my face with the opposite happening. You ready? This one's for you, Don. Derrick Henry runs soft.
Oh!
All right, I'm done.
There he is, Austin Huff from corkbats.com, corked with a K. Derrick Henry runs soft. That was an unexpected number 1. He's looking for reverse juju. Get him at Austin Huff on Twitter. When we come back, we've got all kinds of SEC stuff to get to. Plus, who's the odds-on favorite to land that USC job? It might be Slay. We'll be right back.
It's a college football Saturday doubleheader. First kicking off at 11, it's the Vols hosting Tennessee Tech. Then at 6, Georgia clashes with South Carolina in an SEC Saturday night showdown. Coverage starts Saturday morning at 9:30 on your home for the Vols and SEC football. 104.5 The Zone.
So one of the biggest games this Sunday, Kansas City, Baltimore. FanDuel Sportsbook is about to make it even bigger for you because FanDuel is giving new customers 30-1 odds on either team to win. So that means you can end the weekend right by winning $150 on a $5 bet. Kansas City, Baltimore, Mahomes, Jackson, what do you think? I don't know, maybe put in a same-game parlay there too. Money line, spread, touchdown score, who's going to score the most, all of that. FanDuel is sports betting made simple, and they are always hooking you up with great offers. They're the number 1 rated sportsbook app in America. It's super easy to use. I'm looking at it on my phone right now as I speak. Safe and secure, fast payouts within 24 hours. All of those are reasons why everybody is using FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up with promo code DAWN, D-A-W-N, this Sunday before Baltimore and Kansas City, and you could win $150 on a $5 bet. You must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Bonus for Tennessee users. Fulfilled in site credit within 72 hours. Tennessee site credit expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline. 1-800-889-9789.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Lex.
The Titans and the Seahawks. Kickoff is Sunday afternoon at 3:25 on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk, and the Titans and Seahawks get going. You just heard that. And one thing that is being talked about is how does Russell Wilson compare to Kyler Murray? Coach Vrabel was asked about that earlier today.
I mean, every week's different. I mean, I think, Kyler obviously is, is faster than Russell. I mean, Russell does a great job of avoiding the rush and sliding 3rd and 9. Indy was coming home with pressure, and there was a crease there in the B gap the other day, and he took it. It was an excellent feel for being able to pump fake and get guys off their feet, but still keep his eyes downfield. He's excellent on the boot game. They ran a number of those that were successful last week as well.
And in Knoxville, Coach Heupel was asked during the SEC teleconference if he has named a starting quarterback yet. He says no. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
Yo! Hour number 2 of 3HL. Right here in front of you. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport. What up, Don? Right here.
What up? What up?
Hey, nice watch. I just noticed.
Oh, thanks, because you've been ragging on my shirt all day.
You found Waldo.
Yeah.
You didn't want to know.
What's up, Slay?
What's up? I'm in the building.
I like it.
Dude, I was ready.
I know you were.
I was ready.
I know you were.
We like
Ready like Red Dog.
We like to mix it up.
Speaking of Red Dog, people keep hitting me with how much they love that Red Dog spot that you do.
Well, tell them I love them.
What, the barking?
Yes. And I've heard through the grapevine that people are going into Red Dog and they're screaming, I'm in the building, I'm in the building.
Those are smart people. Those are the most intelligent people that's on this earth. Because if you're walking into a building and you're not telling the people that you're in the building.
You gotta announce your
Come
presence.
on, man. Like,
right?
why would you just walk in? Like, that's like, okay, so if I walk into this building and somebody has their back turned to me and I walk up to them and pat them on their shoulder, I'm like, oh. But if I come into the building, I'm like, I'm in the building. They automatically like, oh, sir, Slay in the building, y'all. What's up? It's easy. That's what you see, I'm saying.
Red Dog, gotcha.
So my freshman and sophomore year, I went to Hume Fogg High School. So after school, I would go over to the downtown public library and do my homework.
Are you up? Hey, man, I'm proud of you, man.
Why?
That's what's up right there, man. Because you was going over. You didn't have to do that.
Actually studying and stuff.
No, I had to wait for my mom to get off work.
I knew it was something.
Because I didn't want to ride the MTA bus home.
I knew it was something.
Because it takes like an hour and a half. All the dinging, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
all the way down
never
West
get to
End,
your
man.
stop, boy.
Oh, all the way down West End. It's like forever to get to Green Hills. And then, so I would wait for her. But I would do my homework. And the benefit of that was I would be done.
Yeah.
But then you'd get done, you'd start messing around with that microfiche thing. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
You read all kinds of weird things on that deal.
Yeah.
But I just started thinking about, like, what if I was on the microfiche machine? It's like dead quiet in the downtown library, which is not there anymore.
Yeah.
And Ron Slay just walks in straight out of Pearl Cone.
Ooh.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oh, boy. They try to find me and put me out. But see, I would do some shit like start running around from them and then just pull the fire alarm, which I never did.
Here's what we need. We need y'all to send us videos of you announcing your presence, whatever room you walk in. Some people have done that without us asking them to do that, which is awesome. We love the interaction. But, yeah, man, whether you're walking into your house at home at night, coming home from work, or you're going into the library.
Yeah. And see, you know what, Babs?
Wherever you are. Send us the video. Tweet us at 3HL1045.
Please. The adults love the remix. The one that Hunk plays that
Which
Rick Barry Gordy B.
Which one?
Oh, the remix?
Look at Hunk looking at us like, what do I do?
I have no clue what you're
He's
talking about
not
because I
paying
was
attention.
researching another song to play when we come back.
Not paying attention. It's okay.
Intro, huh?
It's okay.
Oh,
We're moving on.
I'm in the
There you
building.
go.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm
in the building. I'm in the building. Cut it. Turn
All
it
right,
off.
cut it.
Turn off.
Cut it.
Yeah,
You
that's
missed it.
I know. I was
The
working.
moment passed.
Sorry.
It's too late. We got to have a conversation about timing.
Yeah, once the moment passes, you
It's
cannot
over.
go back.
It's
Nope.
over.
Nope.
It's-
We got to talk about timing.
Yeah.
Titans might want to talk about
Yeah.
timing. Certain
Yeah.
things
Timing.
Julio
as
and
well.
Tannehill timing.
Hey,
Timing.
but you know what? To a point that was made by Coach Mack, and the reason I brought it up was about players being able to take on too much to try to get that individual performance. Because as a professional, you go into the room with general managers or the president, whoever their team is, filling out your contract to negotiate solo. You by yourself. So even though you got to be in a team concept, at the end of the day, you're graded on individual performance too. Like those guys have performance-based stuff in their contract as well. So I know me personally, when it was coming up contract time, not saying this is for LaJuan, but I'm saying in general. When it was contract time, like I would go a little extra. Like if I had a game like LaJuan did and everybody does, have a game like that, I would come back the next game and be like, hey man, I'm going a little extra harder. If I'm averaging 16, 17, 18, I promise you I'm getting 30 this game. And I'm going to try hard regardless win or loss. Like I got to go get it. You know what I mean? Just to reestablish myself. And sometimes that can hurt the team. I say that because we heard that from Kevin Byard last year. He said what hurt him in this offseason when he was talking to people, he said what hurt was I tried too hard. I tried to take it all upon myself. You know what I mean? So it's a thin line, man. That mental part of the game, man, when you're trying to get back is different. And I was just wondering from his vantage point, like, does he think that would be a problem? And I know it's game one, but I mean, like, this thing can snowball also. You know what I mean? These ain't no easy games. This ain't the Jets and the Jaguars coming up.
Taylor Lewan has a lot of pressure on him going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then like he has an ear to what people are saying. You know what I mean? Even the people defending him. You know what I mean? So he hears it all. And I me being one of those guys, I would be the same way. Like, man, hey man, well, watch me this game. But the difference with basketball is you got 2 games in a week. It ain't got to fester and sit that whole week. Like this is a slow week, dude. Last week we had Monday. Monday wasn't really a day. You know, I mean, was it? Wait, that is not true.
Well, it's the beauty and the curse of football, right? Like you have the ramp up session, which is cool from a fan perspective because it allows you time to ramp up to the
Build
game
all the way
and
up.
get excited.
Yep.
And then, but yeah, if you lay an egg, you want to get right back out there,
man. Like the person you lining up from a gun.
Coach Mack said they had a fully padded practice today.
You know what I'm saying? And Wednesday is supposed to be your day. I guess you're putting in your schemes and things like that. You know, you're knocking the rust back off, and it's time to get to it. So, this is gonna be interesting, man. This is gonna be interesting because the only reason I'm saying this, if this was the Jets, and I ain't saying that every NFL team is hard. Shout out to Blaine Bishop. He loves to say that. They're pros, but we'll love to see the Jets and the Jaguars other than the Seahawks and the Colts. So I mean, you take your piece of the pie, you own it.
Next. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Bridges report from Jimmy Wyatt. All white.
Don hates this.
You don't like the all white?
I hate this.
Despise.
You don't like the Bridges report or you don't like all white?
No, I love the Bridges report. Love it. I hate the all white.
Okay.
And I mean, it's the same weekend that Penn State's doing the whiteout against my team. I don't like that. I don't like the coincidence.
I love
the wrong way.
I love the whiteout in Penn State.
You do?
I'm gonna be real.
That's pretty sick. Dope. All those things.
I like it. I'm not gonna bet against Auburn. I'll make it a point. Unless Todd Fuhrman say it's come crazy.
Yeah, I haven't.
All the people talking about, Auburn is walking into this environment. There's nothing like it. I'm like, they play in the SEC.
Yeah.
Auburn plays Alabama every freaking year.
Play at LSU.
Trust me.
In Georgia.
And Georgia and LSU and night games in those places on top of it. Like, trust me.
Well, but
I get it. It's a great atmosphere,
It
and
is.
you can put it in with another great atmosphere. That's great. You can put it in the conversation with great atmospheres. But to act like Auburn is going to be completely intimidated and not know how to handle this atmosphere, hello. They play in the SEC.
Yeah. back to the all white. This is why Dawn doesn't
Her
like.
would be proud.
This is why Dawn doesn't like the Titans in all white. I like it. I like the Stormtrooper look. Florida wore that last week in their game.
I hate it.
Big men and white pants.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It is.
Have you not heard that?
No, it's not a good look. And like you're dripping sweat at the end of this game, right? You have on white equipment. It's a terrible look. It looks great and wonderful when they walk out and they're introduced and all that looks pretty cool. Oh, look at that. All white, top to head, Stormtrooper. Rah, rah, rah. Well, yeah, okay. 3 plays in, there's dirt and grass and sweat and gross and I hate white.
Well, there won't be dirt this week because they play on artificial surface.
That's right. But there's still dirt. It's still, you get little pebbles.
You know how many pairs of white pants I own? 0.
Thank you. Now I own 80, so.
Yeah, but you're not a big man.
I hate him.
I got white pants.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so passionate about this.
I think you could pull off white pants.
I ain't had white pants since
even as a
college.
big man.
It's after Labor Day, and I mean, come on.
Now, see,
that's not a rule anymore.
That's the and I was going to say that's why I had them in college because I people used to say that man, who can't wear white pants? Who the hell is y'all talking to?
It's like an old school rich Southern person thing. Anyway, so the Titans will be decked out in all white against Seattle.
I never heard that. That's real.
Next USC full-time head coach, Luke Fickell and PJ Fleck are the favorites right now.
I got something to say about that.
At 13-2. I'm sure you do. Are they wearing? Both of those guys would wear white pants. I could see it.
Fleck, I don't know about Fickell, man. He's
Fleck
just straight.
Would.
He's straight ball coach. Fleck, absolutely.
He's got a pair of white
Fleck's
pants.
on a boat.
Yeah.
T-Pain.
Mario Cristobal at 7-1. Matt Campbell and Urban Meyer at 15-2. We've got Urban Meyer talking about that here in a second. James Franklin. Dan Patrick said there's mutual interest.
James Franklin does that for every big-time open job.
Yeah, he ain't going there.
Get himself an extension, a little raise. He learned from Gundy.
Well, if USC opened the Brinks truck, I think him and Fumi would go to L.A.
Yeah, they are warm weather lovers, right? Although he's from the north.
Warm weather lovers.
Warm weather lover. I mean, I'm a warm weather lover.
That wasn't in the script.
Just not hot
WWL.
weather lover.
Right.
Warm weather lovers. Bob Stoops and Tony Elliott at 9-1. Chris Peterson, Gary Patterson, Joe Moorhead. What? Greg Schiano at 14-1.
Oh my gosh, really?
He's on the list.
Schiano's back.
Graham Harrell, Bill O'Brien, Joe Brady, Lane Kiffin, and Mike Gundy at 25-1.
Is that still an elite job?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Also, Lane Kiffin talked about Clay Helton being fired. He can relate. And Urban Meyer, is he interested in the USC job? Stay tuned. All that coming up. Plus, Todd Fuhrman at 4:30. He's got winners for you. Stay tuned. Going to be a fun segment next segment.
J. Mart and Ramon are not afraid to put themselves out there with a bold prediction.
I've been fighting saying this out loud.
Who would, Jay?
I'm picking the Titans to win the Super Bowl.
Tomorrow, starting at 6 on 104.5 The Zone.
What up, people? Yep, we're hitting fall. Doesn't mean it's cooling off outside. Doesn't mean it's staying hot. Kind of just fall right there in the middle of it. But the real estate market is something that's not cooling off. It's scorching hot. Who you need to talk to? Mark Spain. Who you need to call? Mark Spain. One of the Zone listeners, Charles, said, the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded all my expectations and allowed me to avoid all the stress of selling my home. It was such a smooth process, and I highly recommend them. That's what I'm doing also. With over 6,000 five-star reviews, like Charles, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home with the strongest cash offer in the industry and close with confidence. The guaranteed offer is the thing that keeps you in control. The no showings, no open houses, and no stress. It is that simple. Don't forget about the guaranteed offer. Just said that. Go to markspain.com today. That's markspain.com to get your guaranteed offer. Said it again. On your home today and start packing. Or call 855-299-SOLD.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. We are so excited to bring you the Union Loan Program. If you work in a union, any union, at closing, we give you a $500 gift card. Refinance or purchase, doesn't matter. That's how we say thank you for all the hard work. Mortgage rates are in the twos. Apply for your Union loan today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
All right, let's talk about a big week 2 in the NFL that's coming up. And you need to hop in with FanDuel Sportsbook. You look at some of the games going on here this weekend. How about Baltimore, Kansas City? One of the biggest of the weekend. And guess what? FanDuel Sportsbook has you covered. Sign up with promo code DAWN, DAWN. And if you are a new customer, you'll get 30-1 odds on either team to win. So that means you can end the weekend right by winning $150 on a $5 bet. How about that? Grab the money line. Maybe you want to actually put together a same-game parlay bet. FanDuel Sportsbook will let you do that, too. Sports betting made simple. They're always hooking you up with these great offers. And when you win, because at some point you're going to win, you'll get paid in as little as 24 hours. Sign up with promo code DAWN this Sunday before the Chiefs take on the Ravens, and you can win $150 on a $5 bet exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. 21 and older and present in Tennessee. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager a designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Bonus for Tennessee users. Fulfilled in site credit within 72 hours. Tennessee site credit expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line. 1-800-889-9789.
Lately, we've been getting a lot of calls and questions about acoustic wave therapy for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. This is a relatively new treatment for ED, but one we've been using for years. This is Kim for the Tennessee Clinic, and if you're looking at acoustic wave therapy,
Keep a whiteboard. Somebody called in and said I cuss more than any person on the radio.
So now all day.
I was like, I haven't cursed today.
Nobody's allowed to cuss on the radio.
Bingo.
Well, Slade's up 2-0 now. Is Hunk involved in this?
I'm going to win. This is the only thing I will ever win on this show.
What, not cussing?
Not cussing.
I don't cuss on the show.
I know it's not cuss because the first thing Lil Ron would say when I came home, Dad, language.
Language.
Hey, dude, first of all, why you talk like you from England?
Language. Well, I have a feeling you might have said that before. Language, son.
Who knows?
Nah.
I'll bet Lane Kiffin curses. You think?
That's rat poison.
Oh, Saban. Does Saban curse according to that?
Oh my gosh! Did you guys hear this?
This was.
Okay, hold on. So
hold on. Wait a minute.
Let me
all right, set it up.
In it.
Go. Set it up.
Okay, so it's weird that this isn't discussed more because this has been out there for a long time.
Talking about Saban.
Yeah, and you'll understand what I'm talking about in just a second because there was a player that was interviewed named Jordan Battle. Do you have like the question and everything in this?
Yeah.
All right,
okay,
let's
play it. Yeah.
Let's play this. And this has been around a while, and I guess everybody just kind of accepts it.
Do you have a favorite saying that Saban has, one of his little coaching, quips he has?
He has so many, but there are a few I like, and he always talking about touch D's or suck on D's or all that.
Did you hear the guy in the back go,
Hey,
no?
Like, that's not,
Jordan,
no.
shut up.
Play that again. Play that again, Hunk.
Do you have a favorite saying that Saban has, one of his little coaching, quips he has?
He has so many, but there are a few I like, and he always talking about touch D's or suck on D's or all that.
No.
So, Saban.
Oh, Jordan.
I think Saban says that stuff because he thinks that like it brings him closer to the kids and that kind of thing. But like he has said that so long that people used to say it and then nobody said it and you were like old for saying it.
Yeah.
And now everybody says it again.
Yeah, but it's
cycled back.
It's fun in the locker room.
Okay.
If your coach says that in the locker room, like I'm listen. People,
Jerry
Like,
Green
it's
ever
funny?
say that?
Hilarious.
Buzz Peterson?
Really?
Especially the
Because
timing.
you got like a 70-year-old guy saying it.
if you can get the timing right, which I think Saban would have the timing right.
yeah, yeah,
Like you just can't run around. Hey, these, look at these. like you don't want to do that.
You're telling me that if Saban's not in a room and one of his players said something and he drops that's what she said, the whole room wouldn't be dying laughter?
It's over. Like, I mean, but so it got to be the timing of it. But come on, like,
can I just say this, though?
What?
Jordan Battle.
Yeah, usually.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
You cannot say that.
I can't.
Bless your heart.
They gonna wear him out in the position. What is the position
They
meetings?
are going to
position
wear
meetings. They
him
gonna
out.
clown
He is
him,
in
man.
big trouble for that
They
one.
gonna clown him in position meetings. Like, dude, what are you doing?
You know what I would do if I was Saban? I would like build it up in front of the whole team as if I was like really mad at you, and then hit that joke.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah.
And the whole place would lose
I sure
it.
would. But see, listen, when
You're
you don't
getting
make
ready
it
to play Florida, man. You want to be a little loose,
man,
don't you?
you don't make it to that level without having some kind of timing. Like
some kind of comedic timing.
He's gonna use
because those guys have to be able to break up the.
That's why I'm saying
the intensity
monotony
of what's going
like,
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in the locker room. Like, you need that, man.
Can you believe that he
that I can't believe. That I can't believe. Is he a freshman?
No, they don't let freshmen talk.
Man, so this is
that'll be the last time he.
Look, you better believe it. Hey man, look at Demeter. One side you got a guy like Michi, who we couldn't get to bite on anything,
right?
And then you put a microphone in front of him.
Listen, man.
He just give you anything.
If I owned an almond company in Alabama, I'd spend a lot of money on that dude.
NIL.
To represent my product. All you'd have to do is like put D's and then like your almond logo on the shirt.
Yeah, put him right there. D's. Little smile. Him with a little smile.
Don was talking about white uniforms. I was going to go to Drew. He was going to explain what white uniforms and his point was, and it's right. The reason for the white uniforms and the dark uniforms is because of black and white television back in the day, which,
right.
To his point, we don't need that anymore. And that gets me on one of my rants that I always go on from time to time is like USC and UCLA wear their colors when they play, and it's a beautiful thing. And then the home team takes a penalty, and we move on.
Yep.
Or the road team, whoever
It's
it is.
not a beautiful thing for colorblind people. They can't see a difference.
That's the crazy.
It is true. It's true.
I don't even feel right laugh. Like no, because I want to laugh, but like
I want to laugh.
But I'm right.
it puts you right. So it's kind of
Why
like
are we going to play it?
I can't.
No, man. Like, we're not going to sacrifice the cool for like that group.
Screw the colorblind.
I'm all for colorblind people.
For the group.
Listen, I can't tell the difference between black and brown on my belt.
No, you can't. I've noticed that
Yes.
before. Let's talk to Todd.
I was going to blame him. He was in a rush.
Let's talk.
I want to see Tennessee and Alabama play. Tennessee in the orange, Alabama in the crimson. It'll be cool for like
That
5
would be cool.
seconds,
That would be
cool.
and then that's when the decapitation starts.
We wouldn't be there for that anyway.
Todd Fuhrman, what's up? How are you, man?
Here we go.
I'm doing very well this afternoon, guys. How you holding up?
We're doing great. Let's go ahead and start with Alabama, Florida, because I'm surprised that that's 15.5. I would have thought it would have been more for Alabama. Why is it the number that it
honestly,
is?
when you look into some of the core numbers here, it's actually should be a shade lower. So you're paying a slight premium to back the Crimson Tide here. I think a lot of questions, though, about Alabama. First true road game for Bryce Young. They haven't exactly been dynamic running the football through their first 2 games, and we'll see how that carries forward with some communication concerns along that offensive line. Now, for Alabama, the secondary gets healthy. Everyone expects them to have their 2 starting corners back. We know that that's actually where this team was supposed to be stronger coming into the year. And I think as far as Florida, what is the identity of this team going to be? Because if it's just Emory Jones out there taking snaps, it won't scare the Alabama defense at all. I can tell you we've seen a little bit of over money come in. This total opened 57.5 and is leaked closer to 60. But for me, it's going to take a lot to get me to the window on Florida, and I probably would have needed 17 to make a value bet. So I will not be involved in this game from a financial standpoint.
Why are you putting your hands in the air? You backed Alabama.
Huh?
He's not gonna buy into this game. And you put your hands in the air like, yes.
Hey, before we jump into more games real quick, Todd, odds USC's next head coach, where are you falling there?
I mean, it's going to be fascinating because USC is kind of in that dangerous area, whereas if you make a bad hire here, you fall further into irrelevance. And there's no reason for that to happen, given the deep pockets with their boosters and NIL now at this point. They have a lot more money to spend in Los Angeles to lure the right players there than any schools throughout the country. So you have to get somebody that's charismatic enough. And to be honest, the challenge in bringing in a new coaching hire, you have to be comfortable with your players making 7-figure paydays. It's not the old school mentality that's going to work. And a lot of buzz was around James Franklin potentially taking this job, but USC didn't believe it was going to be in their best interest to fire Clay Helton after he took SC to the Pac-12 championship when James Franklin finishes up a season in Happy Valley going 4-5. So this Luke Fickell buzz, I'm not sure I'm ready to buy into a defensive-minded head coach that's never coached or lived outside the state of Ohio. So I don't have any inside information on this particular coaching hire, but I do think it's imperative if USC wants to return to national relevance.
Perfect. All right, go ahead. Jump back in games. Go.
All right, we will. Auburn at Penn State. Penn State by 6. And careful with your evaluation here.
Yeah, a little bit of money's come in on Auburn in this game. It's actually down to 5, even seeing some 4.5 out there now. But I'm not on board with this particular move. I think when you look at this Auburn football team, we don't know exactly what they're going to bring to the table offensively. Sure, Bo Nix and the group has looked sharp in wins over Akron and Alabama State. The reality of it is neither of those teams are inside of our top 150. And to put that in perspective, there's only 130 teams in the FBS. So you go ahead and try and make your own inferences there about the strength of schedule. The biggest question I have when you look at Bo Nix over his time with Auburn is this is a quarterback who's had 2 good games on the road in total. In 2019, he led Auburn to a 51-point outburst against an Arkansas team that finished the year 2-10. Last year, they were explosive against Ole Miss, but we know Ole Miss couldn't stop a good high school team in the state of Tennessee. And you dig into Bo's numbers against ranked teams and against on the road, we're talking about completion percentage well below 50, a touchdown to interception ratio that's roughly 1-to-1. And I didn't love what I saw from him against Alabama State Alabama A&M, Alabama State, same thing, last weekend in terms of accuracy. So some reservations there as the price ticks down. I'd make a case for Penn State and going under the total.
Guess what travels? A run game. Just saying. All right.
A run game does travel, but you do need a quarterback sometimes on 3rd and 7 to be able to extend drive with his arms, Miss Dawn, rather than trying to hand the ball off to Tank or Mr. Hunter, who's looked outstanding in his first 2 games wearing Auburn colors.
Fair enough, Fuhrman. All right, Mississippi State at Memphis. I will be on the sidelines for this one. Mississippi State, a 3.5-point favorite, and talk about the over-under here, too.
Yeah, well, I'm excited, Don. This is actually a game that'll be worth watching for the full 4 quarters, more so than what you were exposed to last weekend. This was a Memphis offense who was dynamic as anybody could imagine last weekend against Arkansas State. Weren't able to get to the window as 5.5-point favorites in a game that ended 55-50, and both teams racked up nearly 700 yards of offense. You look at this number here, and it strongly suggests that Memphis is rather live in this game. You do wonder about Mississippi State. Yes, they look great against NC State from a scoreboard standpoint, but again, that offense didn't go out there and wow you by any stretch of the imagination. It was Mississippi State defensively that garnered the headlines against Devin Leary and company. For me, I think Memphis comes into this game with the better offense. I think you could get Mississippi State in a little bit of a sandwich spot with their SEC opener on deck against LSU. I like Memphis here plus the points. I think they'll have an excellent chance to pull off the outright upset at the Liberty Bowl.
I like Memphis in the money line. Am I way off on that?
No, I don't think you're off at all. I mean, honestly, in college football, if you're going to make a case for dogs catching anything less than 7 points, you should always be investing at least a small portion of your bankroll on the money line, knowing the volatility in some of these numbers.
I love it. Thanks, Todd. Where are we going? Oh, you mentioned Ole Miss. Tulane and Ole Miss by 14.5.
Yeah, and I think this will be one of the more entertaining games of the entire evening slate. When you look at Tulane, we saw them push Oklahoma to the brink in a game where they really clamped down in the second half against the Sooners, but they did struggle to slow down Spencer Rattler and company in the first half, giving up north of 35 points there. Ole Miss, I know there's a lot of optimism about this team defensively, but until I see them go out there and clamp down on a living, breathing group, I'm not quite sure they're ready to turn the corner. So for me, I like the game over the total a bit. I know it's been bet up from 72.5 upwards of 77 in some spots now. I think 75.5, 76 would be my cutoff. And I think Tulane's going to be live. Willie Fritz, one of the more underrated coaches out there, and I think the Rebels will be in for a long, long evening down there in the Grove, and this should be the first team to 40 that gets out of there with a victory.
What about – go ahead.
Vanderbilt gets their first win last week. Stanford comes to town. Stanford 11.5.
Yeah, both teams with impressive upsets in their own right. Stanford, of course, erasing memories of what we saw in their opener against Kansas State, where their offense was ill-equipped to do anything, dominating USC from the opening kickoff and looking every bit the part of some of David Shaw's best teams. Now, can we see them carry some of that momentum forward in this spot? That remains to be seen with the cross-country trip. But Vanderbilt, they bounced back from that season-opening disappointing loss to East Tennessee State, of course, with the outright win against Colorado State in Fort Collins, catching a touchdown. For me, I can see a lot of people that are going to want to try and make the case for Vandy just because they don't trust Stanford as a double-digit favorite. That may not be a leap that I'm willing to make here, but I can see going over the total at 48.5. I think both these offenses will have modest levels of success, and I don't think that was a mirage from some of the big plays we saw from Stanford. I think they'll be able to demonstrate some of that firepower in Nashville this weekend again.
Todd, Georgia and South Carolina, that's 31.5 that – I know it's in Athens, but South Carolina can't get blasted by 31.5, can it?
Yeah, I think the big question here, Ron, is how many points you believe the Gamecocks are able to score. I mean, anyone who watched them last week against East Carolina can't be that optimistic about Luke Doty leading this offensive attack. Right. I mean, South Carolina, for me, coming into the season, I had it rated as one of the worst offenses in the entire SEC. And Georgia right now defensively appears to be playing downhill. The big question is if the Gamecocks can hold up on both lines of scrimmage, then they can bleed the clock a little bit and stay in this one, right from the start. What's interesting, though, about this number is Georgia's right now sitting in that 31.5-point range. We saw UAB close as a 23-point underdog last week. I don't have South Carolina 8 points worse than UAB on a neutral, so I understand folks wanting to make a case for the underdog. But for me personally, if you think South Carolina's a live pup, you have to try and make a case for the under because it's going to be their defense that needs to slow down this high-powered Georgia attack.
Titans at Seattle. Todd Fuhrman.
Yeah, I think this is a good bounce back spot, honestly, for the Titans. This is a role that when you have a high-powered offense, they're going to feel much more comfortable in against the Seattle team, who's been good at home, but not nearly as dynamic as odds makers give them credit for. This number opened at 6. You've seen a little bit of money come in on the Titans, and I'm fully on board with that. I think their offensive line will be better, hard to be worse, than what we saw last Sunday. And offensively, every week that all of these weapons are going through practice with one another, I think it'll make them look that much more dynamic. So for me, I think the Titans are live dogs, and I wouldn't be afraid to hesitate betting them in the first half plus 3.5.
Okay.
You got the Washington football team Thursday versus the Giants.
Yeah, Thursday night. I mean, Taylor Heinicke's short week. Who knows what we're going to get? Interesting note here. Daniel Jones has 4 wins in his NFL career against teams not named the Washington football team, but he swept Washington in the 4 starts he's had against them. So not sure it's statistically relevant, but just an interesting nugget to try and add to this handicap. Washington struggled more than I thought they would against the Chargers last week on the defensive side. That final score was a little bit misleading given the Chargers' inability to score inside the red zone. I look at the Giants, and I think they ran into a force to be reckoned with in the form of the Denver Broncos defense. For me, if you can grab 3.5, I like the Giants here in what I think will be a lower scoring game. Wouldn't shock me at all if we're talking about a 20-17 type finish, and the Giants being able to win this game outright in what'll be a defensive-minded battle.
There he is, Todd Fuhrman, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. If we missed a game that you want to hear about, just tweet him, at Todd Fuhrman. Bet the Board podcast, too. Check that out and download it and rate, review, subscribe. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure, guys. Enjoy the games this weekend.
Todd like the Titans.
Yeah.
I have a question. Slay, did you and Brent take this many in school?
Yeah, man. Keys to success. Notes.
They are all in.
Zone
in
TV, man. It's
Furmanton.
like you could just see all
we would turn our mics off and like, which game we asking about next?
Get them back.
All right, he likes the Titans in Seattle. What do you think? 615-737-1045.
The flooding in Humphreys County even displaced a football team. So the Waverly Tigers will take on the White House Blue Devils at Nissan Stadium. You can help our neighbors in Humphreys County. Head to TennesseeTitans.com/donate to Waverly. All proceeds go directly to the United Way of Humphreys County. Tomorrow night, for one night only, Titans Radio becomes Tigers Radio. Hear our crew bring you a high school game on the home for the Titans, 104.5 The Zone.
All right, all the kids are back in school now, and summer's over, and now is the time to get your house decluttered and organized from all that chaos of summer. Cleaning out closets. Maybe you're doing that. You're switching over summer, fall, winter clothes. Take back over your office space or find some garage storage for all of those outdoor toys and bikes. Artisan Custom Closets is who you need to help you do it all. They've got you covered. Don't just clean out areas and don't just switch clothes. Get organized with Artisan Custom Closets. They have the solutions you need, whether it's your garage or a mudroom or a laundry room or a home office. They can take a room and build an entire home office in that room for you. They can do everything. Of course, their master closets are absolutely beautiful, too. They help to get rid of the clutter, maximize your space. Lisa Carlquist is the owner of Artisan Custom Closet. She's awesome. Love talking to her. So this is a locally owned and manufactured company. Everything made in the USA, right out of Marietta, Georgia. She started the business there, and then now they are here in Nashville. Customer service, their highest goal, and they are phenomenal at it. Trust me. Right now, offering 12-month same as cash financing. And if you tell them Dawn sent you, they will give you 10% off. ArtisanCustomClosets.com. The phone number is 615-800-2199. That's 800-2199. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Hey, it's Ramon Foster. Guys, have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be low T or something else, like sleep apnea or even low thyroid. You need to schedule a comprehensive health assessment at Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to take care of your health, and most healthcare insurance is accepted. And now they offer the convenience of monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Daddy Rack Tennessee Straight Whiskey. It is a new whiskey. You need to try some today. Go to your favorite store and pick some up, and then let me know what you think, because I know what you're going to think. You're going to love it. You need to try some today. It's spectacular. It's smooth. It's also a local product as well, made in Middle Tennessee, right here in Columbia. Well, not here in Columbia. I'm in downtown Nashville, but over there in Columbia. That's where it's made. Try some. You'll love it. It is so smooth and so good. Priced right as an everyman whiskey, and you can drink it by itself. Just sip on some while you watch some football. Maybe you go back and watch the Zone TV feed from the day, and you could sip on some Daddy Rack Tennessee straight whiskey, put some ice in it, mix it, whatever you want to do. It's going to be that perfect kind of whiskey for you, an everyman whiskey. Daddy Rack Tennessee straight whiskey. Try some today, and let me know what you think at Brent Doherty. That's Daddy Rack Tennessee straight whiskey.
Selling your home can be stressful. What's up, people? This is Ron Slay. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and receive the strongest cash offer on your home. Skip the hassle and all of the stress. One of their clients, Charles, said, the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded all my expectations and allowed me to avoid the stress of selling my home. It was such a smooth process, and I highly recommend them. With over 6,000 five-star reviews like Charles, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home with the strongest cash offer in the industry and close with confidence. Their guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Sell your home fast or choose when you want to move. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. It's that simple. And this is what I find so impressive about them. The Wall Street Journal just ranked Mark Spain Real Estate the #1 real estate team in the U.S. for closed homes for the 4th year in a row. Work with the most trusted team in real estate and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today. That's markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing, or call 855-299 sold.
Hey, business owners, are you feeling boxed in by the pressures of running your business? Getting pulled in different directions with remote workforces, HR compliance, hiring and retaining top talent, handling payroll, changing regulations? The list goes on. There's a limit of what you can do to keep employees engaged while running your business smoothly. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work for you, ready to help you develop a people strategy that supports your business strategy, one that focuses on the health of your organization. What if your HR strategy included access to better benefits to keep the employees you have while attracting new ones? How about offering training opportunities for your employees to increase their skills and become more productive in their roles? There will always be challenges to face in business, and no matter where they come from, Insperity is ready to take those challenges off your plate and provide the HR solutions you need. Expand your
Be a good one.
What did I tell you before the show?
Same thing.
Memphis, money line.
You're all on Memphis.
Damn.
I'm trying to get it together.
I know, dude. There was like smoke coming out of your ears.
That's a lot. That was a lot. Like,
need more ink?
I'm going big parlay. Nah. I'm going big parlay.
Who was the teacher at Pearl Cone where you just had to be a good note taker and you were just going crazy with the notes?
Man, I know it was. I didn't never get to take her because I left my senior year. But it would be Miss Scott, Miss Dorothy Scott. Rest in peace, Miss Dorothy Scott. Hey,
she'll get after you.
You take Miss Scott class. Listen.
You better be ready to go.
I was nervous and I ain't even take Miss Scott class. Like I'm telling you, man.
No, that's a good point. There were some teachers in high school where you just get nervous walking past their room.
But guaranteed,
they might not even know who you are. Well, nobody didn't know who you were.
Exactly. It was a couple you can go in there and play. Like, hey, Miss Scott, what you doing? Boy, you go in there playing you want to. She'll make you sit right there. You ain't even supposed to be in there. Sit down, boy. Sit down right there. And she's going to continue teaching the class, man. But one thing I will say, she had everybody ready for college, man.
Yeah, we have Miss Anderson over at Hillsboro was kind of like that. Hey, John Bright tweeted out a great quote from Mark Stoops over at Kentucky. They're kind of talking about USC. Is it a top 5 job? Kind of like that's kind of one of the questions going around. Mark Stoops said, quote, I can guarantee you, talking about the Kentucky job, I can guarantee you it was a bottom 10 job when I took it. We lost by 30 the year before to Vanderbilt. Now Stoops is being asked if it's a top 5 to 10 job. He goes, I guess people are saying nice things about me. I don't know. When I got here, it was a bottom 5 job.
He's right, man.
What a coach, man.
And that's such a conversation, too, of them being patient and giving him the time to recruit, develop players, do what he does, all of that. And he was given the time to do it. And that doesn't happen very often.
Speaking of Kentucky football, Mark Stoops not up for the USC job, I don't think. But he was up for the Florida State job. Remember that?
Yeah, because it was the Kentucky game. It came out that morning, and I worked that game that day. And so, of course, pregame, I'm like, Coach, I got to ask you, man. Like pregame, hour before kick, and I'm having to ask him about that.
I got a little bone to pick.
With what?
You and Peter Burns.
Yeah.
Because they only beat Missouri by 7.
Who, Kentucky?
Yeah, but they were only a 5.5-point favorite.
I'm just.
Are you saying me and Peter Burns our love of Missouri?
No.
Or
Kentucky. He's the Kentucky guy.
He's more into Kentucky than I am.
Yeah. Peter Burns
and I have him second in the East. So does he.
Oh, I'm sorry, Babs. I was with you with drink. I'm sorry.
No, that's
that was him.
That
and Peter
was
Burns.
Brent.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Babs.
That's Mayor. I love Mark Stoops. I think he's doing a hell of a job
recruiting
there.
and everything.
Yeah,
but
and developing kids and
put him at second in the SEC.
Yeah.
Hey.
Man, that was
stop me when I'm wrong. You can't do it right now.
Right now, I can't. But
tape this. We'll bring it up later at a later point.
Boy.
Listen, if Florida upsets Alabama, you can stop me then.
That ain't happening because I bet on something.
Listen,
so it's not happening.
Everybody on Zone TV knows you bet on them.
I didn't say that. I would never bet Alabama.
You were taking some serious notes during Furman.
I got them right here.
So there is another Stoops up for whose name is up for the USC job.
Yeah.
What?
Do you think it's still a top 5 job? USC.
I mean, what are the top 5 jobs? I mean, people will throw Texas in there because of the endowment that they have, but it's been a minute outside of Mac Brown with a quarterback that got hurt again.
Minute.
Well, but they had that run against Alabama, remember? And who was the quarterback? But he got hurt on Colt McCoy, on an option play, right? In the national championship game, and Alabama won.
Early.
But beyond that, it's been what are the top 5 jobs?
Because you'll have Ohio State, you'll have Alabama.
Yep.
See, old heads will immediately go like Notre Dame, USC, Texas.
Those are not anymore.
You know?
But would you put Texas A&M above that now because they are the school in Texas that a lot of recruits are going to?
But see, well, okay, so you have to I think you have to put one of them because of the recruiting. I think it all plays into recruiting, right? That is what recruiting facilities.
Well, Alabama's number 1 and just
absolutely,
so
and that's a different
2 through 5.
But I feel like you have to put LSU into the conversation too.
Ohio State,
right now, and you have to put I don't know, Texas or Texas A&M because that Texas is the most fertile recruiting ground. But then you talk about the USC job, And it all comes back to recruiting, and you got a lot of talent within an hour.
It has to be
of
if you
that
put the right person right there. If you put the right person there, USC it's a springboard for.
You can't sell the history of USC though, because like they haven't been good since Reggie Bush and those guys. Like when today's recruits were in the boom boom womb, right? Like they know nothing about that,
right?
The thing is that people haven't thought about it yet is Texas joining the SEC is now going to take away from recruits going to Texas A&M,
yes,
which
Well,
could
A&M
bring it
didn't
in
want
there.
it to happen,
But
yeah.
see, with USC, the Pac-12 conference itself may take USC out of being a top 5 job.
I think Tennessee is for top.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Guthrie,
Does
until-
USC invest in football like Alabama does? Like, I mean, Nick Saban has 5 trillion analysts on his staff. We know
Right.
facilities are top notch at
Do
all
you-
most of the SEC schools.
Do you invest because you win, or do you invest to win?
To win. It's the chicken and the egg.
615-737-1045. Interesting discussion. Also,
By the
I
way,
saw-
Luke Fickle ain't taking that job.
It's the chicken and the egg. It's protein on protein. You're right.
Oh, here we go.
You're right,
no.
Babs.
Oh, no.
You were right.
Go to break.
You're right. I'm not here to stop you.
I'm not here to do this conversation.
Real quick. This is way too early, which I thought was hilarious, but there are media bowl projections, and the TransPerfect Music City Bowl tweeted out like some of the projections. So ESPN has Michigan and Arkansas in it. CBS has Michigan and Kentucky. Let that happen. Kentucky would blow the ever-loving crap out of Michigan.
They don't need.
They would.
Michigan does not need that.
They don't. Tennessee, Purdue is one. Minnesota and Ole Miss. Let that one happen. Ole Miss will blow the crap out of Minnesota. Michigan State, LSU, and Indiana and Missouri.
That could be Buck's first football game. You ever
That
goes
might
to.
be the worst matchup ever
Indiana,
for Nashville IU.
Buck can wear a banana suit again.
Yeah.
All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. We'll talk Titans football next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Coming up tomorrow on Blaine and Mickey.
We'll get the Seattle perspective for week 2 as former Seahawks linebacker and podcast host Lofa Tatupu joins us in hour number 1.
And Coach Doug Matthews talks Vols quarterback controversy, the loss to Pitt, and much, much more at 2:20.
Tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. on 1045 The Zone.
Babs is going to tell you about Zero Res after I tell you about Buddy Allen Carpet One. Buddy Allen Carpet One, it's spelled the same way, frontwards and backwards. No, it's really not. But Zero Res is. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jen, and Judson Allen are in the store every day, and they'll help you with any of your flooring projects. Buddy Allen Carpet One. Check them out in Donaldson, 2405 at Lebanon Pike on the phone, 615-883-3289. That's important because those guys are in the store every day. They'll know every bit about your process and your project and even the installation. They're not going to farm that out. They'll handle it in-house. Check them out online, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute sponsored by 5 Hour Energy. It's the one when you got to get stuff done. The NFL is a grind, a game of attrition for the players who get beat up every Sunday. It's also particularly taxing on coaches. They spend hours watching film, game planning, and trying to put their team in the best position to win. But winning is not easy, which is why Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer is having a rough go of it during his first stint in the league. In college, he was able to recruit the best players, so he had a market advantage on the field. In the NFL, it's frustrating to him not to have much control over winning and losing. This is why we're hearing reports of him lashing out at players and coaches and creating a tense culture. The growing pains are real. Some want to speculate that his time in the NFL will be short-lived, and they may be right. However, let's just chill out a second and pump the brakes on calling this pro venture by Meyer a failure before he even has a chance. I'm Tiki Barber.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5 Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000 and make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5 Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5 Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
We all know the soothing scent of Vicks Vapo Rub, the comforting scent families everywhere have come to trust. Whether you had a pesky cough and couldn't go to sleep, or you just needed a loving touch of care to help you feel better, Vicks VapoRub has always been there. It always made you feel better, and today, it still does. Reach for Vicks VapoRub and wrap yourself with the calm and soothing relief only Vicks VapoRub can bring. Vicks VapoRub, trusted soothing vapors, always there for you.
So it rained a bunch last night out at my house. My yard was a little muddy. All the dogs, all 4 of them, if you didn't know, I have 4 dogs. They all went outside and decided to kind of wallop in the mud and then come in and step all over my clean carpet. Maybe you're with me and you have that problem too. You need to call Zero Res because they can help you out. They can give you insanely clean carpets, which I do not have with 4 dogs right now. But here's the deal. I love my little fur babies, even though they did put mud all over my carpet. And I want to keep them safe after I get my carpets clean. And Zero Res can do that because only Zero Res cleans with powered special water. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals. That way I know everybody is safe. And my carpets will be insanely clean. That technology cleans and sanitizes surface without the use of detergent. And that means a couple of things. One, it means your carpet stays cleaner longer, unlike other carpet cleaning companies. And then, of course, it also means that it is safe. So, Zero Res, the highest approval rating possible for the Carpet and Rug Institute. They're rated the #1 cleaning system in the nation by an independent testing laboratory. All of this checks out. Go check Google or Facebook, any of that, and you're looking at 4.9 and 5-star reviews. Zero Res, you can spell it backwards or forwards. It is the right way to clean. And by the way, 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway for $129. Restrictions might apply, but that's what they got going on right now if you tell them Dawn sent you. 615-535-9376. 615-535-9376. Book online at zeroresnashville.com.
Hey, Nashville, Tim Pearson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey. Did you know you can't make the highest quality bourbon without
from the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Staples Stores. Staples Connect has innovative tools for small businesses. Now get up to $200 off select PCs like the Lenovo iPad 5i with Intel i5 processor. Explore in-store or staplesconnect.com. And September 18th, in-store only, limit 2. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Out in Antioch, we have a crash still at Murfreesboro Pike east of Franklin Limestone Road, and also a crash at Blue Hole Road at Antioch Pike. Also be on the lookout for an accident west of town at Brick Hollow Road north of Jocelyn Hollow Road. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. The Titans and the Seahawks. Kickoff is Sunday afternoon at 3:25 on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. And the day before that on Saturday, the Tennessee Vols get going against Tennessee Tech. Now, the big question is if Josh Heupel is going to have a quarterback or not, or does he know who that's going to be? Earlier today, he said he has not named a starter for the Tech game, but he also added in that Joe Milton is practicing, but
he was out on the practice field today. I don't know that he'll be available on Saturday. Some of those guys that were nicked up after the ball game are guys that are going to continue to progress through the week, and we'll see where we're at as we get closer to kickoff.
And Nashville, get ready because a 23-person soccer delegation is going to be touring Nashville starting tomorrow to see if the city will be one of the 11 spots that will host the 2026 FIFA World Cup when the games come to North America. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station of the Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
I'm going in that room.
All right, let's talk about this matchup. Obviously, Seattle. Here's the thing, man. That crowd is notorious. Everybody in the free world. God knows it. I know it. You know it. All God's children knows it. They're loud in Seattle.
And it's the first time back in over a year.
First time fully back in over a year. Here's the other thing. I looked it up. You got to go back to 2008 to find a home opener loss for the Seattle Seahawks. 12 wins in a row.
Is that like Matt Hasselbeck is the quarterback for
Matt Hasselbeck was the quarterback for Seattle. JT O'Daniel, not even JT Daniels, JT O'Daniel. Is that his name? O'Sullivan. That's it. Some Irish guy.
All I think of now
I'm
is
Irish.
Rhett's
I can
voice.
say that. What?
All I think now is Rhett's voice whenever I hear O. Shanahan or O'Sullivan or whatever.
I mean, that's going back. So, obviously, the Titans got some work to do. And can Taylor Lewan bounce back? Like, here's the thing. Like, when you come off a loss, there's some things you can talk about, like, can they get this fixed? There was, like, literally everything from that game. Can you get it fixed?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to just offer up this big picture. Yeah, no problem. That was one game. Let's roll. Plus, it's not like, as Slay said, and everybody in the league can beat you. We get that, but it's not like they're playing the Jags.
They're not.
Because, I wish they were. Oh. Everybody's disgruntled in Jacksonville, and it took 1 week. Players, coaches, that's the word around the campfire.
Perfect time to catch them.
It was way before that, yeah. But that, I mean.
So, the cornerbacks for the Titans, Christian Fulton held up extremely well. 4 targets with him guarding A.J. Green, 1 reception, 4 yards, 2 pass breakups. He held up well. Jackrabbit had a challenge, but they're going to be challenged again. Tyler Lockett, one of the best deep ball catchers in the game.
Lord have mercy.
4 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. And DK Metcalf was only targeted 5 times, 4 receptions, 60 yards, and a touchdown.
Sure, that's it.
He's 6'4", 235. So what do you do from a Titan perspective? We asked Coach Mack, and basically his answer was, well, I mean, you run into matchups like this all the time in the NFL. I'm like, okay, but Jackrabbit's 5'10", 190. Christian Fulton's 5'11", 197.
You better have a strong base.
Who's going to stick with DK Metcalf? And what do? Christian Fulton said today they played against each other when he was at LSU and DK Metcalf was at Ole Miss. And he said, look, he's physical off the line, but he's really physical at the top of his break.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you get in trouble.
Them arms pumping, and he about that shoulder might hit you the wrong way, and you bounce 3-4 yards, and Lord have mercy.
Well, you start to go past her on
Yeah, that boy, I got to seeing the 12th man flag and stuff. Like, it was some weird stuff going on in my head right there. I don't want that this early. Like, hold that
too
Friday.
early in the week.
Yeah, wait a minute, boy.
But if you aren't physical with him initially, you will get eaten up.
Yes.
Later.
I just think, man, so much more to negate all that. You got to get to Russell Wilson.
That's hard, too.
Yeah, that is very hard.
Now, he does get sacked a lot.
Yes, he does. Because he will make the play.
He's not going to take off and run.
Next, yeah.
He's not going to take off and run.
We live to fight another day mentality.
Yep, but he'll stay behind the line, continuing to look down the field. Mike Vrabel talking about that matchup nightmare with DK Metcalf.
I mean, there's just a size and strength and speed element that he has. You've got a big man that runs fast, that's strong, and I think if you get off balance, he's got the ability to knock you by and use his strength, and then also some of his run after the catch. So there's a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and Lockett is obviously so in tune with the quarterback and their ability to hit plays down the field routinely over and over. I mean, every game it seems like there's an amazing catch in the end zone or down the field or close to the sidelines that's really, really impressive.
Russ last week, 18 of 23, 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was phenomenal. And Coach Mack said, you know what? Kyler Murray, very similar to Russell Wilson in the early parts of Russell Wilson's career, where he was better off script. Now he knows the script. He writes the script.
Right.
So he's good off the script. He's good with the script. Mike Vrabel was asked to compare those two.
I mean, every week's different. I mean, I think, Kyler obviously is faster than Russell. I mean, Russell does a great job of avoiding the rush and sliding 3rd and 9. Indy was coming home with pressure, and there was a, crease there in the B gap the other day. And, he took it. He's an excellent feel for being able to pump fake and get guys off their feet, but still keep his eyes downfield. He's excellent on the boot game. They ran a number of those that were successful last week as well.
Mike Vrabel talking about the Seahawks.
The boot game.
Again, like we keep talking about it. Now all I'm thinking about is Todd's like, Titans are a live underdog. But, man, when I think about Bobby Wagner out there on defense. and Darrell Taylor in his first NFL game. Second-round draft pick. Didn't play last year because he was hurt.
Hey, you guys remember that when Todd talked about the bet, he did say Titans in the first half. Like that part.
Well, he said that too, though. Like it was comma also. Titans plus the 3.5 in the first half.
The more y'all talk, the more I get nervous and like, wait a second.
Hey man, it's not me, it's him.
No, but and you got to realize
he's the expert.
No, your Hunk is pulling you down a little bit. He's like, now hold on.
Listen here, wet blanket.
It's not just the headline. Read the whole article.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with Jamal Adams?
And on the other side of the ball, like that, Arizona had a solid running back. They got Chris Carson. Like, okay.
16 carries, 91 yards against the Colts.
The Colts are not.
This isn't the same
Well,
rushing
Seattle
team.
has a better running back.
Listen, here's
probably better secondary.
And what you're saying, Babs.
And the Titans struggled.
And as a unit, that's the thing with Seattle. They move as a Arizona. They got some individual guys, man, that have hell of a performances.
Right.
These people move, especially defensively. They move as a unit, man. They pride themselves on that.
Man, we're going. See, here's where we are on Whining Wednesday. We're going up and down with this game.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is part of the Whining Wednesday, though. We'll be ready tomorrow.
You gonna whine when we come back? You got something to whine about?
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Chester Rogers with a great quote today. Hear more from Mike Vrabel and Ryan Tannehill when we come back. Also, over the course of the next hour, you'll hear from Lane Kiffin, Urban Meyer, and Josh Heupel. Stay tuned. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
The Titans and Seahawks go at it in the first road game of the season. Coverage with Buck Rising on the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff starts Sunday at noon. Then the Titans and Seahawks kick it off at 3:25 on your home for Titans football. 1045 The Zone.
Mortgage rates, they're low, and home values, they're high. So Loan Pronto, might as well call them. Great time for a no-cost refi from Loan Pronto. A lot of people are doing this right now. I've heard from a bunch of you who have jumped in and gone to loanpronto.com just to get information and ended up refinancing with them as well, locking in a better rate, lowering your house payment, and some of you also taking cash out of equity to pay off credit cards or add a new bathroom, redo your kitchen, all of that. Loan Pronto can help you and get the loan done in a matter of days. Zero closing costs, zero big bank hassle, and virtually zero paperwork. How about that? 615-499-5780 is what you need to call. I did it. It was an awesome process. It was easy. And there you go. Also, listen, if you are buying a new home, Loan Pronto can hook you up with a great low-rate deal and zero closing costs, too. They beat the bank's rates every day for new home loans. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, not all loans eligible.
Hey, honey, got the 70-inch flat screen mounted. Come take a look.
Not emotion. Not about the SEC.
That's right.
This is what you say,
Keep
3.5
your
point
emotions
favorite.
in check.
I went money
Take the
line.
emotions out of it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting until we see. What people don't know, me and Brent, we usually discuss this at night. So
Yeah.
This is
at
the
night,
1
I'll
a.m.
make my
conversation.
I'll make
1
my
o'clock
long-
in the morning.
yeah.
This is the one that I am
Usually-
left out of.
Usually there might be some libations involved too, which means we don't really come to great
Poor decision
decisions.
making. Needless to say, the yellow light is not on that.
The 4
text chain.
guaranteeds, though, I already made those bets. But now I'm ready to make my long college parlay bet.
I'll tell you where Fuhrman got me a little bit. I was going all in on Ole Miss over Tulane by 14.5, and he was like, "No, Tulane."
Did you see Tulane's helmet sticker?
Yes,
So
SEC
good.
champs.
What is
Back
it?
in
Like
the 30s.
49, 38, 49, something like that.
38, 39.
That's a heck of a troll move. I like it.
I love that. Just means more.
Lane Kiffin loves that. Like, that is right up his alley.
It is. The thing about the Florida-Alabama game, and I went in on Alabama, so did Select.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me nervous is a freshman football player for the Gators that got hurt in the last game, and he was limping as they went to the locker room at the end of the game, and so there was question about his availability. Anthony Richardson, who plays quarterback for them.
Yep.
This kid, if y'all haven't seen, I tweeted out I saw a highlight package of his go through, and I tweeted that out from Brent Doherty. I'm going to do it at 3HL here in a second. This kid is unbelievable. You know what he is? He's Joe Milton, except like really good. He's like 6'5", 240, but he's like really good.
This is at Florida?
Yes. So check this out. He had 7 touches Saturday and accumulated 277 yards and 3 touchdowns on 7 touches.
Golly.
He's got 22 touches on the season for 467 yards and 4 scores.
He was holding his hamstring, by the way.
Yes. Soft tissue.
Hammy.
Now,
Mullen said today he's good.
He's going to until he's not.
Right.
Can that Alabama pass rush not get to him? That's my question.
See, and I just think Alabama.
He said he's practiced all week.
Alabama's going to want to prove a point, don't you think?
Yeah, he can't touch it if he can't pass it.
Because Saban was all pissed before the Mercer thing, and then they didn't look great against Mercer.
Yeah, then he got the D's out there.
Gave up 14 points to Mercer.
We think about these points.
Right.
Yeah. So now, like Gator Mike texted me yesterday. What did he say? Florida hasn't been this big an underdog since they played Florida State. I think it was. Let me pull this up. In 2013, they were a 28-point underdog in Florida State in 2013.
Isn't that like a Will Muschamp team?
It was a Will Muschamp team. Yep. And Florida State won that game 37-7, so they covered. They covered a 28-point spread in the swamp.
So what you're telling me is
Alabama. Oh, Nelly, he can cut ball all the way to Bessemer.
Look, you've already told me, and I told you this earlier. I already pulled a Brent. I've got 2 bets on the Bama game. Same exact bet twice.
I do too, and I put a third on it.
You put 3 on it?
I will.
Oh.
Well, in a sense, it is 3 because I bet on the over-under, bet on them, and then I made another bet. So
The over-under is 58.5. That's a lot.
What did I bet?
I don't know.
Here
we go, Jim.
Here we go, Jim.
Tony.
We're going to go to Darrington in just a second because I want to talk to Darrington. Darrington's off the rails, which I love.
Man.
I love Darrington off the rails.
Over.
Oh, you went over 58.5. Well, I mean, if that kid from Florida goes off.
Alan Bell said it.
Ain't no one
If it's a
person going
close
off.
game, then it's going to go over.
If it ain't the quarterback, ain't no one guy going off.
Lane Kiffin knows something about Clay Helton getting fired after 2 games.
Well, I feel for Clay. Clay's a great person. I think everybody knows that, and, can relate to being fired early in the year from there. But just in general, for him to, to be fired after 2 games, that's a long season to sit around. So I feel for him, and so that's about all I got on it.
Here's the thing about Clay Helton. Everybody wanted to fire him in the offseason. Why'd you wait?
They've been wanting to fire him for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, why are we going through this?
Well, and that's my thing. Like, if one loss was bad enough to make you pull the trigger, you really wanted to pull the trigger anyway prior to that. There's no reason that loss
To Stanford.
should have been in week 2 should have been enough
Get him
for
out of here.
you to make that decision.
Refresh my memory. Wasn't it last year towards the end of the season when Fox was at a USC game that they thought, okay, hey, Urban is here, and this could be him looking at USC?
I mean, if they'd have done it in the offseason,
Yeah,
they
it
probably
was
could have had Herb.
2019. Because here's the other thing. Yeah,
Herb doesn't want to be in Jacksonville. He already knows
right.
it. There's no way.
You're right, but there is no way he cannot
can't
leave now.
He can't leave. He's
He
like in
can't.
jail.
He's
in Duval jail.
I think
Urban can't leave?
No.
Yeah, there's no chance that
Here you go.
I'm here and committed to try to build an organization.
He sounds
That's
committed,
what he
doesn't
said about it.
It was the very first question out the gate on his press conference
of
today.
course it was. Because everybody has read all the reports. And Jason Lackenfora, who has said that all the NFL coaches and the college coaches on the staff that have come together there in Jacksonville are on different pages. And the NFL coaches are annoyed by what Urban Meyer is doing and how upset he got. Yeah, how upset he got in the preseason over stuff. It's just preseason, all of that. All those stories are now out there. So, of course, Urban Meyer's going to be one. And not to mention, if you go back and look at 2019, and I distinctly remember this because we had this conversation back then, is USC still a top job? Urban Meyer talked about that on the air and said, absolutely, it's still an elite job. I don't remember why he said it was, but yeah, he went on and on about how it's an elite job and you can win there and this and that, whatever. Those comments are about to come back.
Well, and it was when he was an analyst for Fox and he was
Correct.
traveling around, and it got to that point because every single year USC has been, all right, are they going to fire Clay Helton? He's not an LA guy. He's not a USC guy. And Urban has always been the myth out there, just like John Gruden in Tennessee. Like, it was like it's always been married together. And here we are now.
Can I hear the Urban Meyer again? Because he sounded like he was really committed to this Jacksonville thing.
Yeah, there's no chance that I'm here and committed to try to build an organization.
He did not sound good.
I don't know if
No.
he's committed, but
Yeah.
he needs to be committed for taking the Jacksonville Jaguars job.
I wish he would have said it. You know what? I'll think about it. We would have had a
How
field day.
great would that be?
We would have had
So Dan Patrick said James Franklin and USC have mutual interests. I think James Franklin in a day gone by
yes.
would have taken that job. I'm not sure he does now, but James Franklin's going to listen to anything. Anything that's like high profile like that, he's going to listen.
Well, yeah, because
is.
anything that puts his name out there, he thinks is a
Wonderful
win.
him.
Yep.
He's all in for that.
Dan
Put my
Mullins.
name out there, talk about my program. If I stay, that helps me in recruiting. If I stay, it helps me in my next contract because
Right.
I'm going to get more money. All of those things.
I think
Like,
Jimmy Sexton just texted the USC AD just a big thank you.
Yeah.
Because he's about to get a ton of coaches new contracts.
Dan Mullen supposedly interested. Listen, Dan Mullen, as Don
He
said
is
yesterday,
not.
The only move he's making is to the NFL. Now, he might make it like soon, but he's not going to another college job, I don't think.
How annoying is it going to be the next, probably month of all these head coaches' names that get thrown into this job, that agents put their name out there just to get them a new contract that really aren't interested. Luke Fickle's a perfect example.
That's an Ohio guy.
That's-
He's not going to USC.
Do you guys remember the
Yeah,
last
he
time
has
this happened?
hold on. Fickle has 8 kids, I
Mhm.
think. Actually, I think it's 3 or 4, but he
Might
has
as
a
well
bunch
be
of
8.
kids.
Wow,
Hey.
that's a joke.
Hey,
Once you have 3, though, anything over that, it's like, you might as well have 8.
Just adding to it.
really?
Maybe 2. Like once you go 2, anything over 2 is like that.
Oof, I don't know. Anyway, they have, I think his wife's family actually lives there, but there's no way that they're leaving with family right there to help out with kiddos and all that. I just don't see that happening. It's got to be the top great dream job, I think, for them, because he could have left last year, easily.
Right.
The year before that, really, even.
Wasn't the last time this happened, wasn't that when Kiffin got let go in the season and then Coach O came in and won like 7 games straight? And everybody said Coach O should have the job. And that's
Coach O in L.A., man, that's an odd combo.
Ooh, them In-N-Out burgers.
I'm just going to win here, USC. Clay Phillips just said, Drunk Malzahn on Twitter. This is hilarious. Wow, there's a story coming out of Happy Valley. Keep in mind, this is from Drunk Malzahn on Twitter. Wow, there's a story coming out of Happy Valley. Penn State students and fans have organized a protest against James Franklin due to his growing interest in the USC job. Fans are vowing to stay silent during the game against Auburn, as well as wearing orange in the stands per Woj.
Wow.
I love Twitter sometimes. I also love Darrington. Darrington, what in the world's going on, man?
Oh, what's going on, my people?
What's
I hope
happening?
everyone's doing well on this wonderful Wednesday.
Hey, are you in the library checking out books? What's going on with you, man? I don't hear any energy.
Because I'm pulling a Ron Slay. I don't want to get too excited before it's time to get excited because I live in Tennessee and I don't want to end up on the news because I'm a Seattle Seahawks through and through fan. So I have to conserve my energy. Now, when it comes game day, you going to best believe this car ain't got no roof. you can believe that one. We're going to blow it off. They're going to know come Sunday when I walk in the Lumen Field. They're going to know that I'm in the building. Yeah. They're going to know that for a fact. They're going to know that. Now, I was just wondering. And for the people out there, I need y'all to make sure that y'all stay tuned tonight. We're going to be on Twitch. Hunk is streaming the game tonight, Madden. Please tune in. Get your kids, get your popcorn. It's going to be an event. 9 o'clock, Twitch, please. You understand?
Thank you.
All right.
Darrington's rolling promos for Hunk's video games now. So for those that don't know, Darrington's exactly right. Hunk plays the Titans next game on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock?
At 9 o'clock on Twitch.
On Madden 5?
22.
I mean,
it's on PS5.
PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, Uncle Brad.
Madden 5, man. That'd be some like Sega Genesis.
Oh, Lord.
Darrington, tell me you wouldn't watch Hunk play a game on Madden 5.
Wow. That's Tecmo Bowl time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's throwing it back there.
Maybe I should do that, Hunk. I'll compete with you. I'll do Tecmo Bowl.
Okay. We'll see if we can find the rosters for you. Because you're not using Bo Jackson. No. It's just a no.
Jackson and Derek Thomas and Lawrence Taylor and everybody.
But yes, 9 o'clock tonight, the Tennessee versus Seattle on Twitch only. We'll tweet out the links and put it on Facebook and all of that. But yes, join us at 9. And they will be going Stormtrooper white.
Here's the problem, Darrington. Hunk won last week and the Titans got hammered. So what needs to happen tonight?
I think the outcome is probably going to be the same this week. One, due to coaching. But I'm not going to even give a hot take this week because I think it's going to be a close game. But I think it's going to be a shootout. With there not being a safety there besides Kevin Byard now.
Yeah.
I don't believe Tannehill has his safety blanket in the tight end and Jonnu Smith no more, which was very effective, which you can really see. Now you're going to have to deal with Chris Carson running the ball, which has not been mentioned. And can you guys imagine that A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf was on the same team together?
Yeah.
Now you line him and Julio and all three of them together. Those are just like specimens, I just have to say. But I just think this is going to be a great game. But I need you guys to tune in, and it's going to be okay. 0-2 is not too bad. I want to go back to listening, guys. Y'all have a good one.
See you there.
And DeMarcus Lodge and Dawson Knox. They were all on that same team.
Yeah, how did those guys not win like 10 games?
Because their defense was garbage, just like it was last year. I mean, it was really bad. It was bad back then, too.
Well, Brad McDougald's going to play safety for the Titans, so.
And he knows Seattle.
He started for them for 3 years.
He was a part of the Jamal Adams trade to the Jets.
82 starts in the NFL, this guy that you've never heard of.
82.
None of y'all have heard of him.
82.
Because he's been on the Jets.
Well, it's a witness protection program over there.
Yeah.
Like, what did Corey Davis do last week?
Oh, just clown?
He did. He really did.
Yeah, came to play and not around.
But nobody knows that because of what Hunk just said.
It's the
Because
Jets.
it's the witness protection program.
Yes,
It's the WPP.
Wilson loves him. He in there with him then.
Oh, man. If you missed it earlier, I mean, you can go down the list on defense of these guys with Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, all those guys. But, again, Darrell Taylor, first NFL game ever, 2 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 quarterback hits. And that's not knowing anything. This team's going to be tough. Todd Fuhrman said live underdog, though, and we'll keep coming back to it.
I already rolled with it.
First half or whole game?
The entire game. Titans, listen. If I'm going to ride with you till it look like the light cut on and we can't stop for gas.
When do we? Oh, we've got Cosell tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he'll put your light on.
Put the gas light on.
Maybe he'll.
Slay didn't even say ride or die. He's like, I'm going to ride. I'll be right down the street with you.
Yeah. But if the light go on and you don't stop to get gas, like shoot, I got to get out.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to forcefully walk. I'll just get out on my own and walk voluntarily.
Can the Titans fix their offensive line problems?
Great question.
We'll talk about it when we come back. 615-737-1045.
Blaine and Mickey never let up.
You better go out there guns a-blazing. If you're a starter in this league, and it doesn't matter who you go against, you better let them know that you're the real deal.
You can't even crack that window, can you? You got to keep that window nailed shut all the time.
Especially if you're an aging veteran. In NFL, you get 30, all of a sudden now you're a different player. Like, well, can he still do it? They'll start questioning and doubting until you close the door and say, no, this guy still got the goods.
Blaine and Mickey, tomorrow from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
I want to tell you about a new mobile brake repair service that I'm really excited about called New Brakes Mobile Brake Repair. A lot of y'all have tried them out. Yeah, you were contained all right. There was a roof, right?
That's questionable.
Might have been some sun peeking through that room a little bit.
That's questionable.
Here's the thing. I'm all here for the Joe Milton, throwing the bricks lit on fire to receivers. Like I'm here for that. I think it's funny.
Funny.
Yeah, it ain't funny no
Not
more.
practical.
It was funny at first. Like
It's not funny.
Yeah, enough is
anymore.
enough now. Like see, that's why Hitting the Hook is my starter because it was funny. It was Uncle Rico. I'm throwing it over the mountains and all that, and he was throwing the ball all
Or
over
Billy
the stand.
Madison playing dodgeball
exactly.
with the kids.
Yeah,
it was all those things.
Okay, come on over here, Mills.
He threw it 67 yards in the air, though.
And hurt a
You
player.
know those coaches see that, and they're like, the ceiling is so high.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, why he hurt a guy. Like, dude, like, the motto is help us, don't hurt us.
Please, Hammer.
Please.
Don't hurt us. That should be his nickname, Slay.
Hammer.
Hammer Milton.
Can't touch this.
Because he got a
I mean, is this the perfect game, though, to see?
No, here's the other thing. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Tennessee doesn't switch quarterbacks until Florida, right? Like, they love to put the guy in his first start at Florida. That's what happens.
And that's what I don't want.
Nathan Peterman, remember that? The worst quarterback performance in the history of quarterback performances. That guy's in the NFL now.
He's still in the NFL. Nathan Peterman is still in the NFL.
Yeah, so start Hendon Hooker now. Don't wait till Gainesville.
Dude, do not wait, man. Let this man go and get a rhythm, man. Because
Gainesville will make you look silly as a quarterback.
Hey, man. And to see what's going to happen, if they put Milton out there, that man going to play phenomenal against Tennessee Tech. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I think me or you would.
Bingo.
Maybe even Hunk.
Off the game.
I'm good.
Not even on the PS5. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
so then
warming up the
we'll
arm
carry
now.
that momentum up and we'll be all hyped up. I'm going to be hyped up regardless, but even more hyped up thinking like it's possible. And it really ain't. Like, put a Hooker in there so I can have some reality hypeness.
What?
Yeah. That's right.
I feel like you're in a bad place.
Hey,
is
man.
this where Tennessee fan is
He's
right
talking
now?
about reality hypeness.
Yeah,
Right?
It's week 3.
It all happened when y'all start describing what Metcalf does out of the breaks. This is where I went downhill from the show.
You started seeing the 12th man.
Yeah, all kind of
flag
little weird stuff. Then I saw Mike Keefe and now
Like
really
weird
pointing at the table.
visions.
Like it's a lot of weird stuff going on right now on Wine and Wins.
You know what else is weird? Somebody asked, what's the line on Hunk's game tonight, Titans Seahawks, on Madden 5?
we need to create a line, seriously.
I think Titans minus 16.
15. Oh,
Dang.
Titans minus 16?
Titans minus 16, Hunk.
all right.
Okay. I only won by like 11 last week.
Yeah, but you're getting into a rhythm.
Yeah, you rolling.
okay.
Keep that in mind when you're.
Now, Hunk,
You know,
if you need to
fourth quarter
lose
in
in
it.
order for the Titans to win, that's what we need you to do.
I was actually thinking about making it harder. Last time I played on All Pro, I was going to go All Madden this week.
Yeah, if you ain't on all Madden, Hunk, I don't even want to hear no score.
Okay, then we'll do All Madden today.
Come on, man.
Do you still have the Urban Meyer soundbite up? Because Harold asked a great question on Twitter. Was the Meyer quote, no way, period, I'm committed to staying here and building the program? Or did he say, no way, I'm committed to staying here and building a program?
Yeah, there's no chance that I'm here and committed to try to build an organization.
There is no chance that I'm committed here.
I'm committed.
Yep, that's exactly what he said.
We'll end on that. Urban Meyer to USC.
That's a
later.
nice little mental slip up there, Herb. Ooh, Herb, he gone.
Good night, God bless.
AJ Brown, Bud Dupree, and Caleb Farley. You hear them on the exclusive Titan station.
104.5 The Zone.
Sports betting is legal in Tennessee. I love that. I love local companies. Action247.com offers both.